Hey, this is Jacob. I play Rathman on the podcast. Come check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Dicey Fate Podcast.
Welcome to Outside of Fate. I am your host, Trunks, and we are here once again, this time not playing D&D, but discussing random topics and at some point during this show, the actual episodes of what has went on so far.
And poor life choices.
Lots of poor life choices.
We made a few.
Each.
Mm-hmm. But, like I said, we got our usual group here. They don't need any introductions because they've been around from the beginning. So if y'all don't know them now, there's a problem with you. But before we start, I do want to say I want to give a shout out to Son of Fortune Gaming, because she gives us shout outs every time to go listen to the episode. So at least gotta say hi to that. Say hi to Stephanie and shout her out as well. Also, I'm going to shout out myself because I have a streaming platform.
Shameless self-plug.
Of course. We have, it's Crimson Moon Gaming. I stream on Facebook. Soon to be putting stuff up on YouTube. So check me out. Give me a like, give me a follow. Also, go check out the podcast, not the podcast, but the podcast, I went blank. The podcast Facebook page. We do have an Instagram too, even though half the time I forget to post on there. I'm sorry. I will try to do better.
At least you have an Instagram.
True. But past that, I think that's all the announcements we have right now. So let's get into this and let's open it up to y'all guys. Y'all have anything y'all want to talk about before we get into the actual talking about the episodes?
I mean, do we want to talk about recent movies?
Oh, I mean, sure, why not?
Well, recent at this time.
Well, it'll be recent for us,
Yes.
Now.
I would say, the only two movies that I've gone to see these last couple of months have been, the Dungeons and Dragons movie. I mean, it'd be kind of sacrilege if we didn't go see the Dungeons and Dragons movie, seeing that we play D&D, and the Super Mario Brothers movie, that's been a fun one as well. So we want to start with D&D, or do we want to start with Mario first and then go to D&D?
I kind of want to know what you guys thought about Mario.
That's cool. I mean, we'll start with Mario. Okay, let y'all know now, there will be spoilers, so we will put up where to skip ahead if you don't want to hear any kind of spoilers for either movie, if you haven't seen it yet.
Which, by the time this airs, I don't think should be a problem.
Shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, but we know we got people.
Give the time.
So
be polite, Tim.
So you have been warned. At this moment, there are spoilers ahead. So anyway, Mario Brothers, I love the hell out this movie.
Did you catch some of the Easter eggs?
Definitely.
Which ones? Like the Jumpman or
Arcade
the Punch
game,
Out?
yeah.
Huh?
The Jumpman arcade game?
The Jumpman arcade, the actual Jumpman being in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he did. The whole movie was woo. And then the Punch Out bar.
Yeah.
They even had Glass Joe on the wall. I didn't get a chance to see everyone else who was on that wall. I just happened to see Glass Joe.
I'd need to see it again to actually catch all the different Easter eggs, but yeah, I definitely saw quite a few.
Okay. Also, I had this theory. See what you guys think. Okay, the game Donkey Kong Jr.
Yes.
And because Cranky Kong is supposed to be the original Donkey Kong, the one who fought Jumpman and who fought Mario and who kidnapped Paulina. So the question is, in Donkey Kong Jr., is that DK? Is that the Donkey Kong that we know from like Country and all the other games as a kid, trying to go save Cranky Kong?
Possibly.
I mean, because that's the thing I was thinking. I was like, that has to be because
you don't have Diddy Kong yet, and Diddy Kong has totally different.
And Diddy Kong isn't technically a Kong; he's a chimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Kong, but he's still a chimp because he has a tail. Gorillas don't.
Right, but still,
The
he
same-
was there.
Yeah. Oh no, him and Dixie both were there.
But they also made Cranky look a little bit more like an orangutan with the way he was built too.
True. But we all know, even from Donkey Kong Country, Cranky Kong was supposed to be the original Donkey Kong in those games. So I think that was just my little rant on that. That's what I think anyway. I don't know if it's canon. In my head, it's canon. So,
Well, I think the fight there in the arena.
Oh, I thought that was so cool.
One of my favorite parts of the movie.
And I like that they actually showed how much of a badass Bowser actually was when he
wanted to fight.
When he wanted to actually throw down. Because he was whooping up on Donkey Kong, Toad, Mario, Luigi, Peach. He was just like smacking them all around. I'm pretty sure Mario had a dislocated shoulder. He had to have had something because he was holding his shoulder just like.
Oh yeah.
Because Bowser came in there just like, nope, I ain't doing none of this.
And then how Rainbow Road tied everything together.
Yeah.
See, I thought that was so cool because I think me and Jacob were sitting there talking about it in the movie. I was like, okay, you got the Mario Karts. Where's Rainbow Road? You got to have Rainbow Road. Next, all of a sudden, you see it.
But do you get why they also had it introduced in the Kong Nation?
Nuh-uh.
Diddy Kong Racing as well.
Oh,
was
shit.
the other racing game that they had.
I forgot all about Diddy Kong
That's
Racing.
where the glider, because you had hovercrafts, planes, and carts that you could drive.
That's right, you
in that
did.
one.
Damn, I forgot all about that. That's actually...
I never played it.
It was a good one on N64.
It was. The game was cheap as hell, though. Especially the boss. The giant pig monster at the end.
Mm-hmm.
He was a bitch. He would cheat. He would straight up
You
cheat.
a bitch.
You a bitch.
Yeah, no, it definitely would cheat.
But and then you find the one blue shell Koopa. as soon as I saw him, I was like,
The blue shell.
but I was like, me and him were talking. We were like, no, it shouldn't have went after Mario. It should not have went after Mario.
No.
He wasn't in the front.
No.
It should have went after Peach and
Toad.
Toad.
But he had a vendetta.
But you had to, we had to have that moment where the two people who hate each other team up.
Yeah.
And then the eel from Mario 64.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was so cool. And then we saw what are they called? The
Bloopers.
the bloopers and like all the nostalgia where it was there.
Well, in that final fight felt Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Very much did. If we would have saw Giga Bowser, that would have been like hands down the best part. But then who else was it? Like seeing Cat Mario was kind of I didn't think they were going to pull in the cat suit. Out of all the suits they could have used, out of all the powers they could have used, they used the cat suit.
Well, later on, he did get the
Tanuki.
The Tanuki.
Propeller cap would have been cool.
Right?
Yeah, it's like propeller cap. You didn't see.
We
frog
didn't get
suit, penguin suit.
we didn't even get the we didn't even get
Flower, though.
Yeah,
we didn't even get to see Fire Flower Mario. We only got to saw they gave Peach the 2 flower transformations.
And DK, the Fire Flower.
Yeah. And then Mario got the size upgrade. But I was just like, we really should have he got the mushroom. Just my thing is, what Italian doesn't like mushrooms?
Apparently Mario.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like mushrooms. I love mushrooms. But I was just like, really? How does Mario and like a big traditional Italian family not like mushrooms?
I think the whole point of that was simply because he's going to end up eating a lot of mushrooms.
Right. And he did. Oh. Now
Well, you got the wrong mushroom.
hey, at least they didn't throw in the dead mushroom. They did throw in death mushroom, didn't they?
They teased it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they actually.
No, they didn't show it
But
because
he
that's the
did
one
get
that
the mini mushroom at one point.
he didn't get the mini mushroom, but they teased the death mushroom with Toad.
Like, don't touch it.
Oh no, that one's
That's
okay.
good.
I'm a brave Toad. Oh, Captain Toad.
Captain
too.
Toad. Now I'm surprised they, like, with as much as people make memes about Toadette and the princess crown, I was surprised they didn't use that in this movie.
But they did use your princesses in another
The
castle.
castle. Yeah.
They did that.
Those two toads had me laughing. It's like, hey, yeah, no, she's in another castle. All right, we're gonna talk. What do you guys like on your food? Hey, he's like, yeah, go, Mark, go. I was like, and they kind of alluded to something that I've always wondered about. If it's a whole world full of toads, how is Peach there?
They didn't really allude to it. They flat out explained.
Yeah, she just showed up one day.
Yeah, but I'm saying, because for the longest time, I've always wondered that one, like, why was she there?
Right.
And then you just kind of find out that, hey, she just showed up. So that means, was she like
She's
from
got a home.
Was she from Earth, or was she from like our side of reality? And what, as a little baby, she just like fell through a warp portal or a warp tunnel?
Well, I mean, Mario and Luigi kind of did.
Yeah. I did love seeing the baby Mario and Luigi.
Oh yeah.
And just all the stuff around was like, just seeing all the like cool little, like Mario doing all the jumps, like actual like the triple jumps and stuff, and just again, just all around, this was a good movie.
Yeah.
Now I did like I think everybody just needs to apologize to fucking Chris Pratt.
I thought he did.
I thought he did great. I had no worries about him playing Mario, but a lot of people were just like, were hating on the fact that he was playing it and not the original voice actor.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he was still in there at one point.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was.
He was the
Giuseppe.
uncle.
No, wasn't the uncle.
Was he not the
He
uncle?
was Giuseppe, the guy when the commercial showed.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one that had the very Mario-like
Yeah.
voice.
Oh, and the one that I laughed at too was the dog.
What was that dog's name?
I don't
Bruce
even
or
know.
something like that?
I don't remember.
Oh, that dog.
All I know is the dog.
Francis?
I don't know. I don't remember.
The dog was like one of my favorite parts, just because like they had to plunger him to make sure he didn't fall out the goddamn window.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Francis.
yeah.
No, that. Yeah.
Was it Francis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they locked him in. I like the fact that they locked him in the shower. My thing is, though, how bad is your shower that it instantly starts flooding? Like,
Yeah. That means there's absolutely no drainage, even with a leak.
and I was just sitting there like, and he's just sitting there as the water's just full, it's starting to fill up. I'm like, this dog's gonna like jump out and.
Wow, there were a lot of Easter eggs.
See, I didn't even catch them all.
Well, you did catch the GameCube music.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the ringtone.
Yep.
Apparently, Foreman Spike is one.
Spike.
Main villain of the NES game Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
See, I don't remember Wrecking Crew. What else we got?
The Sunshine Travel Agency next to Punch Out Pizzeria.
Because Mario
Super Mario
Sunshine.
Sunshine.
I didn't even notice that one.
Fire Game and Watch Truck.
Okay, I saw that one.
The construction site. It looks like a
Donkey
game
Kong.
level. Yeah.
From Donkey Kong.
It's a recreation of World 1 from the original. Duck Hunt Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Where was he at?
Some framed abstract art on the walls of their house.
I didn't see that one.
The clients have a vase shaped like a Pikmin.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Man.
There's a lot.
Man. Okay, I gotta go back. I want to go back and watch this movie just to try to catch all the Easter eggs now. Did they play the underwater level song? The whole do 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 do. Because I don't think they did.
I
don't
can't remember
remember.
at this point.
I don't think they did, and I think that was an opportunity they could have had. But
Yeah.
what about you guys? What was y'all's? Because I've been just talking this whole time.
I'm looking forward
No,
to
we've
what they
been
teased
talking.
at the end.
Mm.
Yeah.
Where they teased Yoshi.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they showed Yoshi's in the Mushroom Kingdom, but
My favorite, the one that got me was you talking about that poor Yoshi, because he's just
Mario's
sitting
eating
there.
the apple and he's sitting there licking his lips.
Yeah.
The poor pink Yoshi. They should have got a red Yoshi. That could have helped out. Ate one of the Koopas and start shooting fireballs.
Rainbow Road was chaotic enough.
Yeah.
You didn't need some more chaos.
Yeah, we did. We did. I just like the fact that they were actually throwing like shells at people.
Green shells,
and
red shells.
Got the blue shell. Got banana peels.
Yeah.
I just want to know how can I get rockets and
Well, was that a part of Diddy Kong Racing?
yeah.
Yeah.
I never played it. So
Yeah. There was actual rockets in Diddy
So
Kong Racing.
that's where that came from then.
But we need rockets in Mario Kart.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh,
They brought in the gliders.
We might as well just bring in
Well,
missiles too. Well, why not?
I think that's what they did with the bullet bill power.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
But you have to be back in like, God, 8th place or further to even get that on the random tables.
Right, so it's not worth it. No, we need like legit, like rockets in Mario Kart. Screw shells. Let me come out with this. Two big old rockets on top of this.
That would be hilarious.
But honestly, I think we kind of. Oh, best part. Bowser singing.
Peaches.
You know how many times I've listened to that damn song?
And the fact that there's actually a music video with
Yes.
Jack
Oh,
Black
yeah,
just
dressed as
singing.
Bowser.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would have been disappointed if that music video didn't exist.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
that is a very Jack Black thing to do.
that's true.
You know, as soon as I heard he was going to be Bowser, I was
I was
waiting
all for it.
I was waiting for there was going to be a point where Bowser sung.
Mm-hmm.
I figured there was going to be.
Because Jack Black is not at all a band nerd.
No, not at all.
No,
But-
it's only a whole movie based around that fact.
Right.
But he
But
realized the error of his ways with the bouquet of flowers.
the piranha plant flowers. And I love the fact that they gave him the big white top hat.
Apparently, that is another Easter egg.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Steph's played it. I never have.
As
The
soon
only
as I
reason
saw
I
it-
knew about it is because I'd seen his nephew play it.
But I liked how his eyes went from like when he got went rage mode, his eyes went red.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, cool. And okay, did you see the Easter egg from Mario World? Where it shows them with the yellow capes wrapped around their
Oh
neck.
yeah.
Yeah.
From their ad.
Yeah. And then of course their ad was a throwback to the original
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're the Mario Brothers. I was like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I even called the number. I ain't gonna lie. I called the number, and it actually works. It actually comes
If they
in.
put it in the movie, I'd have been surprised if it did.
Luigi comes in talking about, we can't get to your call right now. Leave a message or text us. And I was like,
But did you text them if they told you to?
No, hell no.
You might have gotten some response.
I don't want Luigi texting me back.
Why not?
Because no one likes Ouija.
Bullshit.
Yeah, but
I
you like
Luigi.
Charlie Day, right?
Slightly.
You know, I like Luigi. I really do.
He has his moments.
Yeah, he does.
Even if he is terrified of absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And then they had Luigi's Mansion kind of
Feel
to their points, which I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of creepy.
Oh,
Like
that
with
castle
the-
in the dark world, or
With the
whatever
dry
it was.
bones and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Shy Guys popping up. Like when the lightning strike happened, all of a sudden you see all those Shy Guys behind them. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit. It's like, I didn't realize how creepy those little bastards are until all of a sudden you just see
Until they show up behind you.
that and the blue star.
Oh, Emily.
He's just sitting there. The only thing
The
that
sweet
was a
release of
death. It's like,
That was the creepiest thing in the whole movie.
the penguins that are. He won't shut up. He just keeps saying just horrible, eerie things. Hey, fresh meat. It's like, oh my god, that star. That star. I'll just like. I would love to get some of his quotes as ringtones, just because, or just text messages, just because I think it'd be fucking hilarious.
A whole bunch of text tones that are just downers.
Well, that's for the people you don't like in your life.
I got a couple of those on my phone that as soon as they call, that'd be the ring. I would put those as their ringtones, just so when they call, like, oh hey, I know who that is. Okay, wait, which one is this now? Because I got multiple of this little star. But
I mean, I get that. I could use them for people at work. Just randomly, one of the guys I have at work, when he calls or when he texts me, it goes, ah, from one of the stupid Among Us songs.
but so I'm guessing like the overall.
Oh yeah, for me, movie was good. Experience at the theater, that was Studio Movie Girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just went to Showbiz
Yeah.
here in town.
We had a blast. Except Jacob's son scaring the absolute hell out of me. I'm sitting there watching.
Hey, Mr. Anthony! Whoa!
The sad thing is, and I don't know how you didn't hear him, because I heard him.
Because I was too busy like getting engrossed in the trailers, and because I forgot what trailer had just came on, and I was like excited for a movie that was coming out, and all of a sudden I hear right in my ear, Mr. Anthony, oh shit! Because I had forgotten Stephanie had walked off. And next thing I said, this is right there. Mr. Anthony, oh goddamn. And Jacob's like, walk up there. You just got to sit up there, don't move. Oh, that scared the absolute shit out of me.
It was funny. It was.
Still funny. It
Yeah.
was. It's not that it was.
Oh no.
I mean,
at the time, it was hilarious.
The best thing that saves him is the fact that there's enough room between the seat and there's a wall, and then the rest and everything else.
Well, I mean, and it was a rail behind us.
So, if I was gonna like freak out and swing, I was gonna hit a wall before I hit the
Well,
kid.
I think
And
you might
also-
have hit me.
And
The one you would have hit, he could have taken it.
that's the bad part. I'm pretty sure he could. He'd bounce and be like, hee hee. Like, oh crap.
Well, there would have been that split second where you're sitting there waiting to see, is he going to
Gonna
cry or
cry?
is he going to laugh?
Yeah, but you
But-
got to do that.
But the bad thing is, only good thing is it was the fact that it was higher up and there was a kid's voice. So I knew better than the ghost swing for the fences.
So if we want to scare Anthony, we just have to sound like a kid.
I mean,
Until I see you, then I'm gonna come chase you down. Okay, so
So you're saying we have to be invisible? Got it.
or faster than me, or faster than I can throw stuff.
so here's what we do: we trip him and run, because it's going to take him a second to get back up.
We'll have to practice those Battlemaster maneuvers.
So, all in all, I guess it's unanimous. Mario Brothers was awesome.
It was.
Yeah.
So, on to our next movie topic.
D&D.
D&D, Honor Amongst Thieves. And I know a lot of people like bitched about this movie at points for some of the magic, some of the stuff that...
It doesn't fit rules as written.
But you know what?
You know, the director was the DM, so DM
Yeah.
Well,
rules.
Right.
and was it... I know it was D&D, but was it a true D&D game movie, or was it just
It was D&D
the
realm story.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's the realm
It-
story. It's
it-
not
it's- it's
that
not-
it's the mechanics.
The mechanics are going to be different because it's the realm.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be pretty boring if the druid could only
Wild
wild
shape.
shape twice.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I gotta rest for 3 hours.
And plus an owlbear wild shape, I mean...
Yeah, it's only accessible via polymorph.
Yeah, but still, who cares? It was...
Again, it's... If you want to go by, it's not in the rules. Well, you know, it's a fucking house rule that the director
Yep.
made.
Yeah.
I mean...
Blades that split into two and fired do not exist in the weapons table either.
Yeah, but that's a magic item. DMs usually make those up on
No,
the fly.
I know, but I'm saying if
Right.
we're going off of rules as written.
I am
still
not
wanna
going
get a
to
sword
be
like that.
surprised if we have one of those show up in one of the games.
I mean, I did ask on the way out
Yeah.
That's true.
if I might be able to make one.
Now,
I can just imagine Merker having that.
Oh, that's what the arm's going to be used for now. It's going to fire.
One of my favorite parts and one of my favorite things in this movie is Chonky Dragon.
Thunderchod.
Yeah.
You mean Thunderchawed?
Jokingly, yes.
This poor Chonky boy couldn't use his breath weapon unless he had an igniter, and he couldn't even fucking. He was so fat that he couldn't fly.
He tried to jump and just...
And the fact that when he came out, he had to break part of his layer just to get out the goddamn,
Not just part
Only
of
to
it.
slide.
and then just to go sliding down and eat a person. Because his sliding movement
You know-
is faster than someone's running speed.
I just have to wonder, how did the undead taste?
Probably fairly bland. If I
Yeah.
had to think.
Maybe a little ashy.
Or moldy.
I would figure it'd be rotten somewhere.
But, I guess he doesn't care because,
Meat's meat.
yeah.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
I
That-
mean,
That, like, watching him trying to jump and, like, flap his wings, it's like, oh, you poor chunky bastard.
Oh, and dear God, the fact that he made a chain that massive snap.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I said, though, he's a big boy. He was still fast enough. That's the crazy thing. For as big as he was still fairly
Well,
fast.
I mean, and he doesn't have to be that fast because he is so much bigger than the party.
Yeah.
But
5 equivalent feet for him is probably like 100 for some.
Right? No, it'd be like, well, I mean, it'd still be 5. It'd still be a 5 foot, but it would just
Well, I was
be.
saying equivalent based on...
He would just be able to move. Like, his 30 feet of movement's going to be just a bigger range compared to...
that's exactly what he was saying.
But still, I mean, it's just still crazy, though. Just watching him just, like, at points literally roll after people. Like, slide after people, roll after people. Like, the fact that... But my thing is, at points, he did jump up and climb up stuff. Because he was still chasing the party.
Yes, he was.
So it's like, okay, as big as this dragon is, he still has some agility to him. He just doesn't have any grace to him to say.
My question is, what happened to the dragon when they got away?
Oh, he's probably mad as hell down there.
Oh, I'm sure he's mad as hell.
With a belly full of water. Seawater, to be exact.
He might start getting in shape so he can get out and go hunt them down. Oh my god, get the dragon having a Rocky montage. I think it's
And does he float?
Is it the eye of the tiger? Or
I
is
mean,
it the eye of the dragon?
I would think
The
so
eye of
because
dragon.
in general, fat will help you float.
Yeah.
So
That makes no sense for me because I don't float.
Well, you're not fat.
And if they've opened an area to where now the sea is partially draining into the Underdark, how much are they going to drop the sea level from that? Just in world aspect.
And the thing is, unless Thembershad didn't get out and he dies down there, he plugs that fucking hole. Yeah.
Until eventually
he rots.
Yeah.
And then
you just have methane bubbling up.
Oh.
God, the amount of methane.
That could be some death.
And there's lava down there. So as soon as that ruptures,
oh my God, Sword Coast is gonna be just like. We're gonna have a small nuke.
Sword Canyon.
And was it a gnome city that they passed by on the way there?
Oh yeah, they did. With
Obliterated.
With Bradley Cooper's.
I thought they were halflings.
No. I'm talking about the underground city that they passed by around the edge. When
I don't know that it was gnomes.
I don't know if that was gnomes.
I didn't see enough of it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell from
distance
if it was.
Could have been drow.
Deep dwarf or drow.
Yeah, I mean, because we were so far away as the audience.
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't throw any kind of drow in this movie.
I mean, we had Tabaxi.
Yeah, we did have a Tabaxi.
Yeah.
We had Tabaxi. We had...
Jonathan, no!
Jonathan was my favorite character.
That was an entire D&D campaign plot in one scene.
Yes.
It was.
We were gonna pardon you.
The beginning scene where Michelle Rodriguez's character, where she kicks that dude's kneecaps.
Yes.
I was just like, because the fact that she's sitting there eating her potato.
She's very passionate about her potato.
So she sits it down and just goes, crack. I was like, oh! Like, I did not expect that at the beginning of a D&D movie.
Well, I mean, they're in prison. And...
I mean, because the way he was talking, he was...
He was going to have his way. But
yeah, and she was like, no thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We see later that he was totally not her type.
Right.
Definitely not.
She likes Bradley Cooper.
Well, I mean...
I know.
I mean, she likes Bradley Cooper.
I was more just making a joke about.
Well, yeah, but he has too much height for her taste.
I mean, or did she not have enough height for his taste? Because the chick that he gets with it was taller than she was.
No, it's because she was sitting down.
See, I thought she was just bigger.
No, it was a camera trick with forced perspective.
See, I just thought she was like a bigger chick.
No. They were
in some ways, yes.
They were roughly the same height, but no, it's forced perspective so that they could film a small dude with the large chick, and then she's sitting across from him, so she's gonna look bigger than Holga.
Okay. But I still thought it was hilarious that we get to see Bradley Cooper in this, and I didn't know he was going to be in this movie.
Well, no, they didn't list him. Flat out did not list him. Even, I don't know if they've listed him yet, but on IMDb he wasn't on there.
See, I thought that was so crazy. But
well, I mean, it's a cameo.
Yeah, but he was just like, and he wasn't being. Yeah, I like the fact that he wasn't being like Rocket or any other character. He was just this kind of meek, Was he halfling or no?
He was a halfling.
He was halfling.
But I mean, he's just this meek little halfling dude who was just like, "Hey, I found somebody. Good luck."
Don't gnomes have slightly pointed ears?
Yeah.
Kind of like elves?
Yeah.
So yeah, he was halfling.
And then, we gotta talk about the paladin.
Same as the other lady. I think that was on the
council,
the arbitration board or whatever.
Yeah, I think she was half.
The one that goes, Jonathan!
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And then we gotta talk about the paladin.
Zinc.
I thought he was going to be in the movie more than what he was.
There are people that have been going to guess at the subclasses so far. Like, I mean, obvious, you got Barbarian, Bard,
Right.
Druid, Sorcerer.
Everybody's mad because he didn't do bardy things. It's like
But he did.
inspired everybody.
He was
Yeah.
constant
Fucking
bardic
time.
inspiration.
No, I agree.
So people are thinking subclass maybe Valor Bard because of working with the Harpers.
With the Harpers.
And,
I can see that.
you know,
Yeah.
using the sword every once in a while. Of course, Simon, Wild Magic.
He was a wild wizard, wasn't he?
No,
No,
he
he's
was
a
a
sorcerer.
Sorcerer.
Wild magic sorcerer,
Yeah.
which that makes sense.
Yeah.
But see, this shows that wild magic doesn't have to be as chaotic as people want to play it in D&D.
Well, that whole show was pretty chaotic. Oh, that's not the shield spell.
Yep.
But I gotta admit though, I loved his component pouch.
Yeah.
I thought his
Yes.
component pouch was cool. That was a wicked idea for one.
Yeah, that little spin.
Yeah. You know, they were selling that thing for like 99
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
Not
I
gonna
was
pay
like,
that
I
much.
ain't paying that much
Yeah,
for
it's sold out
Not
now.
for the cheapy plastic version that
Some,
they probably have.
Somebody wanted to pay that much for it, but it was not me.
Not me
And
either.
all the pins are sold out. I really wanted the die. I didn't get one.
But we got
I wanted one of the Steins,
I did too.
Yeah.
one of the tankards.
Yeah.
What,
But-
the tankard or because what I thought was cool was the promo that was in Taiwan. It was the drink cup that had the dice tower around the outside of it.
Oh,
Oh, I
really?
didn't see
Yeah, it had a
that.
dragon on the outside.
No, I didn't see that
That
one.
was awesome.
Why do they get the cool shit?
Yeah, right?
Because it's made there.
I am bowing down to that one. That is base logic.
Oh, that's awesome.
Spitting straight facts over here.
Now,
Because
granted-
they don't make in the U.S. no more.
No, they don't.
Now, I liked Zink. I did. I thought he was such a
Yeah.
cool. I wanted to.
Redemption Paladin.
Oh, that
Was the
that
best
is
for him.
awesome. How do we not get that?
Oh, that's so cool.
But see, and my thing is,
You know, he could. Somebody has already either gotten the 3D print.
Oh yeah, the
STLs.
STLs are out there
Yeah.
for all of this stuff.
The one for the bucket got taken down off of Colts 3D.
Damn.
Oh,
Because I was looking at it, and
Oh,
then
the
when I went to
D20
look
bucket?
back at it again, it was gone.
should have downloaded it.
It was a paid for.
Ah.
It was only $2, but
Damn.
when I went back to go buy it, it was taken down.
Damn. Oh well. But I loved how he was the no nonsense paladin. Like straight up. Like
It wasn't just no nonsense. It was
no fun.
Mr. Literal.
yeah.
It's not like it was. What did he say? When him and Simon were talking, he goes, "Man, that sounds like fun." No, that wouldn't be fun at all. It was just a joke. It was a.
It's being
Irony.
It was
ironic.
just, I was being ironic. I find irony is a blade that cuts the wielder more, or something like that. It's just like,
Well,
and then Holga's coming out like, "You're no fun, aren't you?"
Well, and the thing about it is, I like the fact that they put him in there because you're going to have a lot of people that actually, especially like if they're neurodivergent and they have autism, they're going to associate with him. So they can see, yes, this type of person exists other than, in my little bubble.
Right. And see that, and also I love the fact that he was such a straightforward paladin.
Oh, yeah.
Like he refused to even go around the rock. It's like, wait, watch
Well, he needs to
him.
go in that way. He needs to go that direction. So.
But he could have walked around. the
Not
rock.
is that direction.
The whole, he really does walk very straight.
rock. Oh, here comes the rock. Is he gonna go around it? Is he gonna go over it? Oh, there he goes over it. And that says a lot to that actor too.
Oh, yeah.
The fact
Oh,
that
yeah.
he sat
He played
there
it serious.
and
He
kept
did,
kept a
and-
straight
Yeah.
face the entire
Well-
time.
Well, we don't know how many takes each of those took.
We really don't.
Right.
And the ironic thing is, I watched a thing where they did a D&D, what their, by answering questions, what would their alignment be? He was nowhere near Paladin. He was chaotic evil.
Oh, yeah.
Really.
Because from like a beginning question, he did I'd like to just watch it all, light a fire and then watch it burn
Oh shit.
situation, and he got labeled as chaotic evil right from the first question before they answered any of the other ones.
You can have an evil paladin.
Yeah. We actually had that whole conversation the other day, yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, why does
There are evil deities.
why does the Oath of Vengeance paladin still have to be a good guy? Why does the Oath
Oath
of
of
Conquest?
Conquest doesn't have to.
Why would any really paladin have to be a good character?
Right.
Oath of Redemption.
Yeah, but what?
I did something good. I have to redeem myself.
Well, and that's what people are actually thinking, like subclass wise, that Zank was a redemption paladin.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
He was.
Oh, well.
His character was born at the scene of
With
a
the red-
great
with the-
travesty.
Yeah.
I could also see Oath of Vengeance.
I mean, I can see
Yeah.
that too because he wants to take revenge on
Yeah.
the. But see, that my thing is though, if he wanted to take, if he was an Oath of Vengeance, he would have went with them, knowing that the Red Witch was there.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, because he's not after the Red Witch.
He may
after
feel
Zastan.
that that's somebody
Oh, yeah,
else's task in life, and his job was to
Just help them out.
assist them.
Right.
I don't know. That's just.
I mean,
But
I can
okay.
see it going either direction with
I
redemption
would
or
say-
vengeance.
For the Zastan part, I would agree with Oath of Vengeance. The reason I kind of align with the redemption oath is he's trying to make redemption for all
Yeah.
of the Fae
yeah,
that are not evil, that were forced to be evil because of Zastan.
I can see that. Okay,
And his oath was taken on the day he gained the symbol of Zastan at the top of his forehead.
okay, I can see that too. Okay, cool. I see that.
I mean, that's adding some flavor and backstory that is completely hypothetical.
We have no idea, but it sounds good. It sounds really good.
I mean, yeah, it does.
I mean, and also it was really cool to see the actual Sword Coast, to see Neverwinter, to see.
To see the whole thing
I
brought
want
to
to see
life.
Waterdeep. I want them to bring Waterdeep in the next one.
Oh yeah, dude, Waterdeep would be awesome. So the question would be, would it be a whole new cast, or would you continue the story with this group?
It's the same actors, but different characters.
I mean, it could be.
That would be funny.
Well, that campaign's done now.
Or if they did have to go with like a new cast and wanted to, because the directors have already been asked and they said the fantasy is there. It's just, pretty much hasn't been approved yet kind of situation. They couldn't give too much away.
They can't say.
Right.
But they would love to work with all of these people again, so there could be another story that involves these characters.
I mean, especially if he's back with the Harpers.
He's back with the Harpers. The daughter still has, what could she grow up to be? And
Right.
A rogue. The daughter's gonna be a rogue, straight up.
Probably.
You already know it's kind of
probably an arcane trickster.
yeah.
Yeah.
Possibility.
But then and let's talk about that fight. Or okay, hold on. For that,
Which one?
the fight in
The arena?
the arena with the displacer beast and everything.
That brings up one of the Easter eggs. You saw the team that popped up
Yes.
to the side of them.
The
throwback
old,
to the 80s
old
show.
80s show. But the dwarf was like fucking built compared to what he was in the show.
Well, I mean,
Because as soon as
dwarves
he,
are built.
well, not the dwarf,
The
the
barbarian.
barbarian,
Yeah.
because he
Yes,
had because he was in the green, in the blonde, and when he picked up that axe, you see him like flex. I was like, oh shit! I don't remember the barbarian being that built.
The thing about the cartoon is they were all children.
I was gonna say, how long's he been there?
Right? If they've
Maybe
never
they're
came,
on
if
a
they've
road.
never got
If-
home.
Yeah,
Level
if they
20
never
barbarian
got
now.
home, they've been there a while.
So they're high level.
Well, at least mid-level at that point.
Yeah, depending on where this would have happened.
It would
in
have happened.
congruence with the
Right.
80s show.
My thing is, where's the unicorn?
Yeah,
They didn't
there were
show
a lot
the
of people
unicorn.
looking for Uni.
I didn't see Uni. We didn't see Uni at
Well,
all.
if you see Uni, you have to see Tiamat, because Tiamat was always there.
See, my thing is though, this shows. That's why I'm saying this group has to be high levels, because almost every other episode they fought Tiamat and won.
I mean, that's true.
How are you beating the god the goddess of the dragons? Like they actually beat her.
Have the power of Bahamut.
I mean, right? But the thing is, though, and then the dungeon master. We didn't. That was one they missed too. We didn't get to see the dungeon master.
Yeah.
We should have seen him.
And then the gelatinous cube itself was an Easter egg.
Oh yeah, no, that was just awesome.
Because that was one of their original
Monsters,
creations.
yeah. And then, like I said, I think we've talked about this before, but we hadn't talked about it here. So I never thought about the fact that the Displacer Beast used their tendrils to actually make another version of themselves. I always thought it was more of this kind of that whole thing. They kind of shifted to the point of like it was almost like they shifted.
They moved so fast.
Yeah, like they almost vibrated
instead
or
of
moved.
they project an image.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's the way I've always imagined it, especially with the working of like the Displacer cloak.
Right, like you almost had like an after image all the time. But I thought it was cool though. They showed it uses its tendrils to
project
another image.
Well, that makes me want to, hey, homebrew wise, could the Displacer cloak do that same thing to where it looks like I'm coming from two different directions instead of just shifting back and forth?
Right.
Make a whip out of one.
A displacer
whip.
I've actually had one of those.
I mean, that's the same thing as Rust Monster.
It didn't, do the Displacer stuff, but it was a nice, way to the teeth at the end of that tentacle.
Well, I'm just saying if the
somebody.
tendril's the one that has the power, though.
Yeah, you would think that the whip would be able to.
Splits in two, and it looks like two whips.
The way we did it was a whip that could more easily, like when it hit, it auto grappled to where you could pull.
Oh, that's kind of cool too. But so, did y'all see the itty bitty little rust monsters fighting?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
the lock.
Yeah, but see, my thing is, rust monsters are supposed to be like medium-sized creatures.
Yeah, that's
they're
what
supposed to be the size of
those were because they were so small.
Yeah, but they're supposed to be like the size of like a medium-sized dog.
Yeah.
But if those are babies,
right? Because they get spouted out and they're all of a sudden just like. No, I figure they have larval stages and they grow. But I thought it was kind of cool seeing the two little rust monsters up there like battling over the lock, trying to.
Well, I loved that fight scene because of the fact, like right around that time, because Holga shows off that improvised weapon of I'm gonna pull this stone out of here
and then
over
block
the head,
it,
block the attack,
and then just starts like wrestling, moving people. This like,
I mean,
all Edgin's just sitting there trying to.
Yeah.
I think there's some better rocks over here.
Yeah, maybe there's some sharper stairs over there.
It's like and then like her like literally throwing somebody through a goddamn door. Like it actually showed how strong she was. Mm-hmm. See, my thing is though they didn't say she didn't say she raged at any, but you could tell when she was raging because all of a sudden she's fighting, and all of a sudden, like I said, she grabbed somebody and like literally threw them to a goddamn wooden door. That was rage.
What would be your guess for her barbarian subclass?
Honestly, it'd probably be bear, like totem warrior.
Yeah, that's what the internet had.
Because that's what I'm thinking is totem warrior because she wasn't like a storm cleric. She wasn't like a storm barbarian because she didn't have
the aura.
Because if she's going to do something like that, she needs the aura.
Well, part of the reason, like some people are thinking, is because of the tattoos that she had.
Yeah,
that fit with the totem barbarian.
Yeah, but she was, and I love the fact that she wasn't dumb.
No, because she insisted about the linseed oil.
Yeah,
I was gonna say she recognized the weapon's creator,
but
so she was learned in that aspect.
But the thing is, though, she was just like gullible and ignorant enough.
I'm just thinking the
and blatantly honest.
Yeah,
we could use an arrow to shoot a message into her window.
Yep. Whoever hits her. But badly, like she's got, or when she's talking about what's her name,
Doric?
Doric talking about she could turn into a deer. Yes, a deer to stealth through the castle. That would be perfect. And after the whole thing, she turned into a deer.
She was right.
I mean, but at that point, it wasn't really stealth.
No, it wasn't.
It was
but-
run
But she turned into a deer during the mission.
at that point, it was run like hell mode because really, truly,
I know, but
Yeah,
in
she
her
had- she
eyes,
had already been shot out of the
Yeah.
air at that point.
she did exactly what Holga said.
right?
Turn into a deer.
You gotta love kind of the dissolution of movies when, the guards are just gonna be shooting flaming arrows at this bird in the middle of a city that those flaming arrows could land on any of those shingled rooftops.
Or any of those
That's why you got
people,
mages.
or any of those people.
Uh-huh. That's why you do have to love
Maybe
that
they had a
Hollywood
mass
magic
cast of
of
mage
they,
armor.
they just disappear after they fly past her. Maybe they were magic
You can't
arrows.
take my idea.
So, do you want to come in and tell about that whole idea?
Oh hell yeah! In my world, the group set off a
No.
No, it was
Not
Vic.
the group.
It was Vic.
Clark, for once, had nothing to do with it.
I was not party to this in any way, shape, or form.
Not
I'm
that you
learning
wouldn't
of
have
this
willingly
now.
participated.
I was Vic.
I was not part of that campaign.
magic fireball with a whole bunch of mana stones that were
Actually, it wasn't fireball. It was firebolt.
well, fire bolts with a whole bunch of mana stones that were kind of corrupted and unstable, and suddenly a giant explosion happened, and a giant pool of mana was just there, and they didn't want everybody to get mana poisoned because all that mana would eventually have fucked the whole
not
city up.
just that. It would also be a beacon to anything that wanted the
They
one.
wanted to come through.
Yeah, that was more what we were concerned
But
about.
on that, in that whole thing, not only did I cause that explosion, I killed our
Killed the warlock. No, you didn't kill the warlock. You sent him into another dimension.
As far as we were concerned at the time, I killed the warlock.
Sent the warlock into a whole nother dimension where he met his gods. Ended up turning Vic's arm
All black.
all black.
Well, at first it was on fire.
Yeah, it was on fire. Then it became all black.
No, it was on fire in the Mana Wilds.
Was it? Oh, yeah.
It was. It looked like it was
Yeah.
black fire.
And then after it was all said and done, they had this giant pool of mana, and they're like, "How in the hell are we going to fix this?"
Still like Clark's idea.
I like Clark's idea too, but we didn't have enough casters that knew that spell.
So
I
they had
just cast Goodberry 1,000 times.
They had to figure out. They had to figure out a way to get the mana gone. So they were like, "Okay, we can all cast a
Everyone cast the same
spell
We
and
wanted-
draw from the mana.
Yeah.
And that way, it's not just affecting one person. It's not drawing in all that mana into one person and probably killing them.
And we wanted, something that would either have a good effect or kind of a benign effect.
Because can you imagine everybody casting Fireball?
That would have been fun.
It would have been Sakesh's newt.
Hey, Clark might have walked out of that just fine with a high enough dex save.
I mean, he might
I
have.
don't know. Depending on how many people you had there with that pool of mana, you may have generated a new star.
It's a
It
possibility.
might have turned all Atmos Terra into a new sun.
That's true. We could have, but we didn't.
No, they end up. They all cast mass.
First, we had to go and try and decide what spell we were all going to cast.
Clark
And
wanted Goodberry.
it would have been amazing. Never having to eat again, or never having to go hungry again.
Mm-hmm.
There's always Goodberry.
All you gotta do is go grab a handful. There's your daily ration.
But not enough people had Goodberry.
Yep. So they decided to go with mage armor. it's going to cast, say, for 8 hours and then go away.
Right, and the sad thing is that none of the party actually had mage armor. Nobody had that spell.
Oh, Vic did.
No,
Vic had gotten rid of it by that point, I thought.
no, Vic never had mage armor,
No, it was Jace did have it.
Yeah, Jace had it.
and then he got rid of it.
Yeah.
So none of the party. So we cast other benign spells.
I cast Goodberry.
But then the rest of the group, the rest of the other NPCs who were there cast mage armor.
And there were hundreds.
Yeah, and the magic went off. Everything ended. Only thing is now, the whole city has indefinite mage armor.
Yeah. And in game time, over a year went by, and it still
Yeah,
mage. Everyone in that city, except the party,
has mage
has
armor.
mage armor.
So it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny.
I was kind of hoping mage armor would stack with regular armor.
But
Had
it
an armor
won't.
class of like 29.
But it won't. All right. So
Back to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The intellect devours.
Well, that was rude.
They're talking about, stay still, clear your mind. They only attack creatures with high intelligence that they want to. And next thing you know, all three of them just
Walk
walk right on by. And Ed is just like, that's just rude. That just shows none of this party is intelligent.
Hey, int can be a dump stat.
That's true, but
Especially
At-
for the classes
at the
that
same
they all were.
at the same time, though, it just means that none of them were up to snuff.
To
For
what
the-
the intellect devours wanted.
Right. Doesn't mean they were dumb,
Yeah, it's just they weren't.
but
they,
you didn't have a wizard there.
No, you had the sorcerer. You didn't have a
Who's
wizard.
charisma based, and then you have druid, who's wisdom,
Bard,
barbarian, strength, and con,
Paladin,
charisma,
bard,
charisma.
So yeah,
You got the charismatic party.
if it was the charisma devourer, they'd be screwed.
Yeah, they would have.
I'm
How would
sure
that
someone
work?
has created one.
If they haven't, I'm about to.
I was gonna say he's gonna have the 6 devourers in his world now.
Strength devourer. Instead of just eating away your
It's
muscles.
just fucking muscles. That's all it
It's like muscles on feet.
is. Yeah.
I'm afraid of what he's gonna make the charisma devourer.
I have ideas.
In my head, I'm kind of just picturing the Rolling Stones lip.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
that's
That's
not where I was going.
They
And
didn't
I'm
get
glad.
more than a few bards.
right.
The Dexterity Devourer.
But that whole
It's
like
an Achilles attendant, or it's an Achilles
Achilles
tendon.
heel
It's that weird looking thing.
comes by and kicks you.
Oh no!
But oh, that'd be hilarious.
So what's a wisdom devourer look like?
A brain with a beard.
Wisdom devourer is just a beard.
Beard.
Floating beard.
It's like Cousin It on steroids. But like that final fight though with the red witch, and
Yeah.
I thought that was such a cool fight. And then seeing her animate object and animate the brass dragon to life.
Yeah. And the flavored mage hands.
No.
No, that was
Bigby's.
Bixby's.
It was
those?
Bixby's
Yeah.
magic hand, yeah.
One of those was Bixby's. One of those was
Both of them were.
Grasping Earth. The one Simon used was Grasping Earth.
I didn't realize you could change it around like that.
You're not supposed to, but
Again,
Well, that's why they're thinking it was,
It's just another flavor
Bixby's
of-
hand, yeah.
yeah, honestly, it's...
and I thought that I thought the other one instead of Bixby's hand, I thought it was Necrotic Touch, but
No, it's
you have
not.
to-
Yeah, because it didn't... When it grabbed hold, it wasn't
But there's
actually
a what spell is that? It's a ice spell the actual frozen hand disappears and grabs you. It's a cantrip. I can't remember what it's called right now.
Is it chill touch?
Chill touch. It's not actual. It's a ranged attack, but it's actually a frozen hand.
Yeah,
appears
it's like Mage Hand or any
Yeah.
of the others where there's a hand that appears.
Nah. Nope. It's a ranged. It's a ranged attack.
It might not be chill touch. I mean, I think it is, but it might not be. But I know what he's talking about.
Because the description says an icy hand, like a decrepit-looking ice-covered hand appears and grabs you.
Oh.
But yeah, but we all I saw it coming with the point where they actually had to choose between
Zia or Holga.
And seeing the daughter talking about, Holga, I need you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm not even a dad. And
well, I mean,
but you could see, but you knew it was coming because of the fact that he was like, you saw it, he was like, man, I'm being selfish.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
right.
Her mother.
Once he realized that it was all him, and he was just saying he was doing it for her, but really it was for him.
For him. And then when she was like, hey, I need you, you can't go. I was like,
well, he's gonna be a good dad.
yep.
Yeah, and he starts having flashbacks to all the memories of like, oh shit, she's kind of her mother now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's the one that taught her.
Through the developmental stages.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
That is one fucked up family.
yeah. But it was such a touching moment.
It was.
Because, you're like, you see that moment in like actual D&D games
Yeah.
where you get those touching moments where the party is, or certain characters are just like,
Oh yeah, one of the campaigns that I was in, like one of my characters, we have an adopted kid that we had saved from vampires.
right? Hell,
I mean, turns out she's like Jean Grey level psionic, but
hey, I mean,
Whatever.
but we've even had those moments in Dicey Fate with getting to Aston and seeing the whole place
Yeah.
on fire and
Yeah.
characters having to realize, hey, my parents are dead.
Yeah.
Where's my little brother? Where's my mom was shot in the head. Or not shot in the head,
It
but
was
shot
the
in the chest. But just and seeing our friends' dead bodies just there.
Died protecting.
Still
our
upset
family.
about Gil. I'm still upset about that.
But and it's just but then we have we even had moments like that in Small Squad where shit happened and everyone's just like, well, damn, this is fucked up. And it's like,
Yeah.
but that's the point, But at the same time, not everything has to just be sad, because we have. That was loud.
Sorry.
We have had those moments where, good stuff happens too, which we will get into.
yeah.
We've had moments where the stupidest stuff has happened.
That's right.
That's true.
Which we'll also get
Get
into.
into.
I mean,
Eat.
So. Okay, so we gotta talk about one last thing in the D&D movie, and then we'll get to the actual stories and stuff, or the actual episodes. When Forge tries to jump out the window,
Oh.
Yeah.
They learned their lesson.
they boarded up. They
bricked
bricked
it
up the window.
Uh-huh.
Jonathan.
Jonathan, no! Wow! I was like, oh. Which I'm not gonna lie, Forge was an awesome anti-hero villain.
Yeah.
He was a good rogue.
He
in
was
all honesty.
Yeah, he was
I
an
would
excellent
definitely
rogue.
say it was probably Inquisitor or Mastermind that he was probably based on.
I think Mastermind.
I was gonna say I can
Yeah.
see Mastermind.
But but the bad thing is, he even tells them, "Don't trust me,"
Yeah.
and they don't believe him because they're like, "Hey, we're friends." He's like, "Hey, don't trust me." And still, though, the fact that he's like, I will kill the girl that I raised almost at points just to get what I want. I was like, damn, that's...
I mean,
That's what my character would do.
It also throws back to the gullibleness, with the whole, don't trust me. He tells them straight up. They're gullible enough for that, but they don't, I'm sorry, did nobody see the black circles underneath the eyes of the wizard that they were hiring for their
tired.
group?
Yeah, just tired.
Like 100 years tired.
Well, I mean, you don't sleep for 100 years, you're going to have black circles under your eyes, too.
And be as pale as that water bottle over there.
True. But...
Well, I mean, honestly, though, that was just a disguise. She could have gotten rid of that because you saw what she actually looked like.
Right. But then the owlbear.
Yes, the bear owl.
That Avengers just... All right, you got her. She's dead. Wow. I was like, hey, you got to double tap, triple tap sometimes. Make sure they don't get up. But...
That's one of the rules of Zombieland.
Yeah. But like I said, that owlbear just grabbing her and just going to town. I was like...
I mean, to be fair, it was all the druid anyway, so...
Right?
I mean, and to be honest, with the shit that she put Doric through, I don't blame her.
No. Like, she did it in the ground, beating that woman's head into the... So I was like, hey, I don't blame you one bit. But... So, yeah. Again, unanimous, I'm pretty sure. The movie was badass.
Yeah.
As a D&D fan, I saw a lot of moments that I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And it definitely
Saw the
made up.
hijinks.
Yeah. Definitely made up for the previous movies.
Yeah, we're not getting to those.
Yeah, I don't want to, but I just had to put that out there, that it was better than the other movies all combined.
Right. All right, so now that we've got that out the way, let's get into these episodes. Episode 7. Out in the Rain. So this one, you guys have already made it to Storm Shore, and went to the Temple of Asteria.
Yep.
Because of Mother Gale, and y'all had took the job out the spiders.
Yep.
That was interesting.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure there's a ghost in one house, according to the residents.
Yeah, because y'all fought the spiders. Y'all found the door that led to another house. I'm trying to see, because then y'all found the note.
Well, Alakir found the note.
Yeah, Alakir found the note about the plan to...
Yeah, Rathbun found a spider. And
That's right.
I killed the spider.
And then, because there was no dead bodies here.
No, just spider eggs.
And there, y'all did... People were gonna... No, y'all left out the same way y'all came.
Yeah.
Closed back up the...
Because people were knocking on the door after somebody looked out.
Right.
Yeah, the guards were coming to knock on the door.
Because the guards are like... Because... Who was it looked out?
Alakir.
The
Alakir.
ghost.
The gray one.
And then next thing you know, they're knocking on the door, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I'm pretty sure at this point that place is haunted now.
And very, very smelly.
Yeah, I mean...
Considering one of the guards was gagging.
Right?
Yeah.
But then turns around and... I say, y'all went to the shopkeep. Y'all went shopping. And,
Bought the amulet.
yeah. Because the
For
y'all...
Rathbun.
No, that was for Edric.
No,
Oh yes,
No,
yes,
It
yes.
was-
for the
it was
It
paranoid
was
paladin.
for Rathbun.
Yes.
Who was
Because you had
paranoid.
because you had already got the armor.
Yeah.
Because you got the armor beforehand.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then y'all go. Alakir Shadow in the group. Okay, that's right.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's right. Because you find the lightning,
Yeah, the
the lightning
lightning
symbol
bolt.
on the job board as he's like hanging back away from the rest of the group. Oh, yeah, and then y'all went and talked to the mayor.
Yep.
Oh, and that was
Hey, how many people honestly can come after me? I can't be owned by everybody.
right.
So I'm good with signing another contract.
Oh yeah, no, that's y'all didn't get the armor yet.
No,
You got
he
the
hadn't
armor
got the
after
armor
y'all
yet.
signed,
Yeah.
y'all signed the contract.
Well, after
After
Rathbun signs the contract.
after breaking the contract.
Yeah, more specifically breaking the
Yep.
contract.
and that's when y'all met Krisa. That was a fun encounter.
Yes, let's definitely make the prince unhappy about what we're doing.
Right?
I mean,
Because she offered y'all double to pretty much just walk away.
and considering everything we're doing right now, can you really blame us?
Yeah.
Right? And so pretty much y'all went back to Sins. Got the money was there waiting for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all went and bought Rathbun's armor. Got a stereo symbol put on it. Instead of the symbol that was already on there.
Which wasn't that Cayenne symbol?
It was the symbol of Cayenne.
Okay, you never said.
No,
No.
this
Yeah.
is player knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. It was just the symbol of
Yeah.
the god that the shopkeeper worshipped.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and y'all talked about some. Y'all found out something about the Stormquell, which was a split,
Kaiser.
which was a splinter group that was trying to take out the Storm Kaiser.
Yeah.
No, it was led by the Kaiser.
Yeah.
No. No, the group was called the Stormquell. Storm Kaiser
Is the mayor?
was like
No.
The Stormquell
Oh,
were
it's a
the
splinter group from the other one. Okay.
yeah Stormquell were the group trying to stop the Storm Kaiser and the Storm Hand.
No,
Okay.
Storm Hen, remember?
So after getting to Cinderell and deciding to stay there for the night, yeah, we get a nice little prelude into some stuff to come
Yeah.
with a fight between Alakir and this female in armor with a giant anime sword.
Yeah.
Love that description.
Once again, Alakir running off from the group.
Oh, and that wasn't even that far. That's like, oh, the training room downstairs, guys.
Right.
We should be fine. We're in Sin's place.
You know,
We were
and
not fine. Well, we were fine. You were not.
he was just training, and
He got trained.
He got owned.
That's training in and of itself. He
I
learned he
mean-
can't take her.
Yet.
I mean, the fight was a good fight. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't, because it was still a good fight. It's just she could pump out way more damage than.
And there were a few things that I didn't use that I technically could have. I didn't have Omni in the fight with me for her reaction of adding damage and a few other things that I hadn't done. I hadn't marked her
Right?
as an enemy.
And the last blow was knocking Alakir through a wall out into the rain. And as he laid there going into unconsciousness, she walked up, stabbing the sword by his head and telling him to get stronger. And left. And that's literally where we ended the episode, was him laying out there unconscious in the rain with a big-ass slash mark across his chest.
And the rest of us none the wiser.
Yep.
Hey, we all got a good night's rest that night.
Well, except
Some
for
of us were unconscious.
I wouldn't necessarily call that a good night's rest.
All but Alec here got a good night's rest.
No, he did. He was unconscious.
I had a heavy sleep. I'll say that.
I mean, that's true.
It was the most restful sleep he's ever had.
All right, so we're gonna start this off different this time. We'll go different. We'll just round table ask questions. Who?
Why didn't you say you were going to train? I could have used the training and have gone with you.
It was one of those moments where I thought I had said it in character, but I guess I hadn't, and was just like, yeah, before we go to bed, I'm going to go train.
Yeah, that was all I remember.
Yeah. But it was one of those, I kind of thought it was going to be an open invitation of, like, yeah, I'm kind of saying this to everybody.
Oh.
So that was a misinterpretation of how it
Yeah.
was.
But
You should know we're not smart enough.
But gotta admit though, with that way, it kind of played up to a one-on-one fight.
It was more dramatic.
And I thought that was cool. So
I'm not unhappy with the way it played out, but part of me is curious how that would have gone if...
Somebody else had been there.
right.
Would she have done it then, or would she have waited till a separate time when it would have been guaranteed one-on-one?
She would have waited.
That's kind of what I figured.
She would have straight up waited because she didn't want anyone else to interfere. She wanted it to be a one-on-one fight.
Kind of what I figured.
But she got her wish.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, she could have told me to stay out of it and that it was between the two of them. And hey, just let me heal him when you all damn near kill him.
Yeah.
I mean, my money's on you, Alec, here.
Totally on you.
All right. So, what about you? You got any questions on this one?
Not that I can think of at the moment. I might chime in here in a minute, but I'm kind of drawing a blank.
I would say for Out in the Rain, for me as a player, was kind of expecting, because I've played a character who has had a twinned sword or a rival sword before. So I had been waiting, like, how soon is this going to happen? Is it going to be right after I get it? Is it going to be 5 episodes after I get it? Is it going to be, we finally hit level 20 and that's the first time they show up? I didn't know.
Like, no, it was never going to be wait until the end because, I got to get the character out there to be seen.
Antagonize you.
Exactly.
Because, like, with the first time with Raytheon, she really wasn't. She wasn't really antagonistic.
No, it was more just the draw of the swords.
Yeah, she knew she had to find you, and then it was more or less that whole thing of, hey, eventually I know we need to fight, but instead of us fighting right now, we know there's bigger threats out in the world.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's why also as a player, I'm kind of wondering, okay, how long has she been holding on to that sword, waiting for someone to wield the other one? Like, how long has she had that blade before now all of a sudden she feels the rival's awake?
Right.
Character-wise, no idea of that, but
Like, she could have had this sword for,
Family heirloom.
right. It's just been passed down through family, and then suddenly she has it, and suddenly it's just kind of, and then it's like, okay, cool. I gotta go find this person. I don't know why I need to go find this person, but I gotta go find this person.
I feel bloodlust all of a sudden.
That'd be horrible. So let's look up. I must go murder. And then just walk off.
And to be honest, Alakir is lucky that it's not a level 20 character that had that sword.
Right.
Because
I honestly thought
Insta-death.
that was going to be my luck.
Oh, yeah, I know. That would have been worse. You're walking there, one slash. Alakir's cut in half. He's like, I will take
One
this.
slash. Alkir, need you to roll 3d6.
All right, roll it again.
Your arm goes over here. Your left leg goes over there.
Your head's up on the ceiling somehow. Don't know how it's stuck up there, but it's up there.
Somehow
Blood spear.
suction cupped itself.
I need you to roll 40d6, drop the lowest,
so
and do it again, and do it again.
can you imagine that having him slaughtered right there? How in the hell are we gonna let his parents know?
Yeah, we didn't know his parents.
Well, although the only one who really did was Sin.
Sin.
Well, I guess it's his job then.
I think we'd have had to ride along.
You two are coming with me.
Three of you are coming with
kind of
me.
moment.
What did I do? That's exactly it.
Oh man, that would have been. Oh, that would have been horrible.
Now, tell him what you didn't do. I took a nap.
I went to bed. That's what I did.
We went to sleep, and then we woke up, and Alakir was in pieces in the training room.
And not crying in pieces, like
Literally in
pieces.
pieces. Oh, that would be so horrible. That would have been so fucked up.
You know?
I'm glad it didn't happen that way. But
Yeah, very much so. But that would have been a totally different story.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we would have all been completely demoralized at that point.
yeah.
And how can we save Edric if we're completely demoralized?
How can we save a kingdom if we can't save one person?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would have.
That would have been a game killer.
Yeah. No, I mean I agree.
Because, you know,
We'd have to start all over.
TPK, but you live.
It would have been an emotional TPK.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like at that
I
moment.
mean, at that point, and then after that, finding out that Asha's mom and Rathman's parents are dead.
Oh, God.
We're about to get to that.
Well, by this point, they should have already listened to those.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, this is carrying on into that. After that, these characters are crushed. There's no
that
coming
was-
back.
Yeah.
That was hard enough.
So
Oh, yeah,
with
we'll
that,
get to it.
Yeah.
with that,
When we
you know,
get into that part, I'll explain kind of where Alakir's mentality is gone.
well, at that point, let's go ahead and jump into the prince orders us home. So yeah.
Yeah.
So cover what we got
Right.
from the carts. Oh yeah, the 600 jewels and
Oh yeah.
from a couple of games ago. That the
Sorry.
DM forgot to.
I'm
Forgot
sorry,
to-
I'm just laughing at Sarah again.
Let's see. Raffin finally falls asleep. Where?
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yep. Raffin
has a dream.
Raffin finally has a dream. And he sees cogs and clockwork shit. And the closer he gets, the more he sees this light. And eventually, when he wakes up Asha, realizing that Alakir isn't back, and Asha realizes that Raffin's glowing. Mm-hmm. Raffin not realizing that the room seems brighter.
That's that sweet, sweet 11 perception, baby.
They try to wake up Edric, and
No one's gonna wake up Elric.
No, but they try to wake up Ed, and he ain't having it.
So we left
So
him
they
a
left a
note.
note. And then they all go downstairs to find Alec here being healed by Vale. And Sin is livid. Because
Partly with us.
he wants to know, one, how in the hell did someone break into his bar when his wife actually warded this place? And then, on top of that, how in the hell did they fuck up his nephew and, break his wall?
I'm saying the middle of those was probably the easiest of all the tasks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see.
Because, we were what, level 4 still?
Something like that.
I don't think I had extra attack yet.
Nope.
Oh shit!
I think we
that's
leveled
what
up right
happens
after
all
it.
this. No, we had leveled up the episode before.
Yeah.
It was at the end of my notes.
To 5?
Yep. Yeah. To 4.
You get Sin's jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, he talks to Destiny's song just a little bit. And doesn't really get to see what doesn't really get to hear much of what Destiny's song has to say. But he does come through with now a large scar that's not healing.
Nope.
Well, it as far as like hit points wise goes, he's back to full health. But that scar is not going anywhere.
Yeah, no.
They have the dwarves fixing the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Sin feels bad about all this and gives you the coat.
Mm-hmm.
And they decide to leave.
Oh.
And
Yep.
the best part about this,
It's our own damn fault.
they
It's
leave.
our dice's fault.
They leave, walk down the street, and they come out to see, Mist, giant automaton that says target acquired. Which, okay, we'll get through this episode. I have a question. So, the group yells, run, and the fight happens. We have a Warforged, or no, not Warforged, a Fellforged, and the group. Edric's like, all right, cool, you said run. He's tearing ass. And the fight happens, which isn't much of a fight. It's more of it's chasing Edric, and the group trying to attack it as it's chasing Edric.
In some ways, it was a Wile E. Coyote cartoon.
Yeah, kind of.
Or a Scooby-Doo cartoon,
Yeah.
or any of those. It could have been you could have put the Benny Hill music
That's
to
what
it,
I'm sitting here thinking.
and it was still. But eventually, the thing catches Edric and grabs him by the face, and starts something starts happening to the arm.
And we don't like it.
Nope, and I forgot who kills it.
I think wasn't it Alec here?
Yeah, Alec here
so,
killed
yeah.
it. And then they start, the thing shuts off, and then this howling spirit comes from the arm and fucks up Asha. Because Asha's the only one that fails that roll.
Mm-hmm.
And she's curled up in a ball, freaking the fuck out. Because it makes her relive every horrible thing that's happened up to this point.
Which, given things to come,
Wasn't
that bad.
Oh, can you just imagine? Oh, okay. Hold on. We'll keep going, and we'll have a round table talk here in a minute. Because, Edric does tell the group that the symbol on the Fellforge is the
Yeah.
Gladwin house.
Yeah, the insignia that I had found. On the back.
And
The carriage.
yeah, the carriage scene where they almost hit the carriage. The carriage didn't almost hit them. They almost hit the carriage and start like power sliding under, running around it.
We all
Jumping
went.
over it.
We all literally went separate directions.
Yes.
There was over,
Left, right, up, and down.
Yes.
Yep.
Every direction around this carriage.
And Alec here ends up seeing Krista because he flips over her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Him and Omni both.
No.
No,
Omni went under with
and
Edric.
he's just like flipping over. It's like the hell. Gets tossed a stone from somebody in the cart, and
After being invited inside the car.
yeah.
And just thinking what happens next.
Oh yes,
We make it to the ship.
make it to the ship, and Alec and Raven's like, take off. Alec here can make it. And I was just like, wait, no. And I was like, set sail. And Alec here pulls a Michael Jordan, I believe I can fly moment.
Hey, you made it.
I could just see it in my head, just Alec here jumping, just
I was
tongue
seriously
out
waiting
and
for the
everything.
nat one. When I went to roll that, I was seriously just waiting on the nat one. Like, I'm gonna drop, and then they're gonna be too high for even my teleport to work.
But he makes it on, and they start traveling on their way past the Ice Crown Mountains, going back toward which this was. I'm going to tell you everyone now, it was a mistake on my part. They shouldn't have gone anywhere near the Ice Crown Mountains. They should have went more to the east, and they wouldn't even. They shouldn't have got anywhere near Aston.
Well, I mean,
Well, all
although,
it says is that we noticed the mountains and saw the smoke.
But
but
really,
Yeah.
if the whole village was on fire,
It would have been noticeable.
it would have been
Yeah.
noticeable. Now, it would have been quite a bit out of the way.
right? That's what I'm saying. Because that was a small miscalculation on my part. Because for some reason in my head, you guys weren't going to Crystal Dale. You guys were going straight to
Zealous.
Velas. And yeah, they decided to keep going. But
We tried to decide to keep going.
Edric, being the good-hearted person, and slightly throwing his weight around.
Which it really didn't take much arm twisting for this one.
No.
We were trying to, to be the good, we got to get this done, but we really didn't want to.
Right.
I would say I was the only one that truly had nothing
No
there
ties.
besides the few small ties, which the biggest of those ties were currently still with.
And you guys talked to Nilka, and pretty much, she's like, "Hey, I'll hover. I won't, And this part is like,
I'm not gonna lie, I got goosebumps going through all this.
Yeah.
this part was hurtful. Like,
Yeah, it was.
because
Yeah.
coming into town and seeing everybody, the group had
Had dealt with.
dealt with, hung out with.
Sprig.
Yeah, because Sprig was
even though she shot an arrow at me, died protecting my family.
right. You saw Asha's mom.
Yeah.
3 shots to the chest,
Gil
dead.
and his dad.
Gil and his adopted father. Just the whole. And the only one living through this whole thing was Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And he's beat the shit. And the only thing they could do is help him out,
Yeah.
get him on the ship, and decide. They found out that they saw the
the footprints heading off into the tunnels
that had gone through the tunnels. So they're like, they know where it comes out at, and the closest thing there was Emberhelm. So after all that was said and done, asking Nilka one more time, hey,
can we take a detour?
And we compensated her
yeah,
for it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you gave money to her on that one, and yeah, you gave 100 gold to her.
Yeah.
Alakir played, and Raffin talks to Luke,
Yeah.
and he is just shell shocked this whole thing. And the last thing we get is Alakir taking a rope and going wee over the side, hanging upside down as they're flying off to Emberhelm.
Yep.
Yep.
I want to see if I see any survivors. Yeah, that episode was.
It was a tearjerker.
That was a hard episode, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also part of the reason why I was like, let's just keep going. Nothing good can come from this.
I mean, we got Luke, so
I know.
something good came from it.
Well,
And
depending on who you ask, Luke might say that's debatable.
And if we hadn't, we
'Cause he's
wouldn't have
stuck
done
with us.
other things from where we went after,
I agree. It's just
which then got us a lot of stuff.
Well, all right. So, again, we're done with that episode. So, like I said, this one was hard.
yeah.
Like this one was hard even for me as a DM to.
How am I going to mess with my players tonight? You know what?
Let's
Everybody
make
they love, just dead. Just straight to
emotional
dead.
trauma.
I mean,
I kept wondering, like, okay, which one's going to be next? Which one are we going to find next?
because the bad thing is, I had rolled. I had a chart, and to see who lived, and everyone I was rolling was dying. And like I rolled Luke's die, and he was the only one that, like out of the main characters that we met, was the only one who lived in this whole situation. I was hoping Gil would live, but
So was I.
it kind of to me, it made it hurt more that the fact that Gil was dead.
I mean, yeah.
Because Gil had so much to, literally had so much to live for.
He had so much potential.
Yeah.
He was that happy-go-lucky, timid adventurer.
Yeah. I mean, and he would have made a really cool character to follow you guys. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that he would have been just as timid as Edric was.
After that, I don't think if he had survived that,
Yeah,
I don't think he would have been so timid.
No.
Honestly, he would have
emotional
been.
trauma tends to do that.
He would have been more of a loose cannon than I think
Luke.
Luke would have, because I had already decided on what to do if Gil lived. Gil would have went from fighter to barbarian.
I definitely could see that for him.
He would have been a mix of fighter barbarian levels, and he pretty much would have been a berserker.
Yeah.
Fight starts, he rages and doesn't see friends.
That's the whole thing with the fight from the last episode with me. That's kind of where Alakir is getting his, okay, I have been beat to a fucking pulp, thrown through a wall. I've got to get better. It's not about me.
Right.
He wants to get stronger in body in a lot of ways, which is where class-wise much later on he'll go. But a lot of it is also mental of he's going to be concentrating a little bit more on protecting those that he needs to protect.
Right. I mean, and I think this was also a really good tone shift.
Yeah, we went from red to blue.
Yeah, this is what so if you guys don't know, for Dicey Fate, we decided a while back that when big eventful moments where the tone of the story or the story shifts some, we were going to change colors to the die. And as of this recording right now, the die went from red to blue.
Yeah.
9 episodes in, or actually episode 9 is when the dice turns blue.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, like I said, the tone shifted. The story got just a little bit darker.
Well, and Rathbun's kind of always been that. It's not the way I intended for him to be, but kind of that older brother, kind of protective.
Right.
And it kind of got a level deeper with Luke once we found him, and because there's a lot of similarities between what happened to Luke and
what happened to
Rathbun's
Rathbun.
backstory.
Right. Which we will get in the way.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that. Looking back at my backstory, it's like, oh, that doesn't look fun. That doesn't look fun. That doesn't look fun. Oh, this could be interesting.
This is going to be lots of fun with him.
Thanks.
Hey, he's the one who went and made most of it.
Yeah, but you gave him the ammunition.
Technically, the "This Is Your Life" generator gave him.
This is the
That's
whole.
true.
You gave, like, I got a couple bullets and then I went and made more.
That and the ammunition was also created technically by a decision of the party of my old character as well.
Yeah.
That's true. I definitely know about that one as well.
Doesn't Die has. I wouldn't say fucked over the world some, but has
Added some
changed the
chaos.
world. It has put some chaos into the world. As also, I am not excluding Small Squad from this.
I was going to
You
say,
know who you are.
Every party has put chaos into
That's
the
true.
world.
That's true. But to be fair, even in The Misadventures of Clark, we solved a lot of the chaos we caused.
Because unfortunately, in Clark's defense, most of that chaos ended up seeking him out.
That's true. That is true. But we solved most of it that we created, except for the Mage Armor City.
Yeah.
We didn't solve that. We created that.
And I will say, if my character had knowledge of what was to happen, that life would not have been spared.
Right.
Right.
But
He
he
did
had
not
no
know.
idea. Oh, that was that whole thing was horrible in itself. Which again, I really need to sit down and just record a couple episodes, see if we can record an episode with if we can get at least a couple members from who remember that story.
I think that's going to be you two mostly.
Well, mostly this. Well, then at one point, let's sit down and do a huge recap on Doesn't Die. Just to.
Jacob, that means that you and I get to be the ones who ask all the questions.
Yeah, I get
There'll
to
be
be
lots of
moderator.
questions.
Yeah.
Because you know more than I do, and I don't know much.
I was like, for at least part of it, V could be in there. She did have a little cameo part.
I did
Yeah.
have a character show up in one game.
But
And oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. If I had not played that game, none of this shit would be happening the way it is now.
no.
My character would probably be dead.
Same with Crow. Crow would be dead.
Uh-huh.
But so now, like I said, other questions, other comments about this episode besides "fuck you, DM," because
Oh, kind of, yeah, a little bit of that, but but I mean, every great story, like everybody says, every great story is built on tragedy.
right.
Yeah.
There's got to be, and unfortunately, D&D's full of it, tragic backstories.
Yeah, I mean,
there's somebody's tragic backstory right there.
Well, yeah, no, that's the thing about it is, for this, game, Asha didn't have a tragic backstory. That was her tragic backstory. That's Luke's tragic backstory.
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm
you,
saying.
you have those that in the
Yeah.
and that's kind of what I like. Because I've made a lot of characters with tragic backstories, but I wanted to just play a character that didn't have one. Well, now she does.
But it isn't because you wrote it that way.
No,
It's
that's-
because...
And honestly, other than that one tragic part of my backstory, it was a
Right.
fairly benign backstory.
Until episode 8.
Yeah.
And now we just have to wait for Alakir's.
Well, Alec here thought he...
Thought he had a tragic one.
Yeah.
That was last episode.
Yeah.
Well,
The rival.
yeah, the rival shows up. That's kind of Alec here's tragedy in itself because, I mean, she scarred him. Like,
I mean, she did.
so we don't know when she'll show
in
back
more
up.
way than one.
So we don't
She
know.
scarred him.
We don't know when she'll show back up. I know when she'll show back up, but the group has no idea when she'll show
No, we
back
do
up.
too. When we least expect it.
We'll be on an airship, and somehow she'll be there.
But
I mean, it has happened before.
I mean,
But
that's true. It
I
has.
saw a thing. I saw a thing one time, and it kind of stuck with me. And it's a person asking, why do all these people in the world have these tragic backstories to the point they go out and adventuring? And this other DM made it perfectly clear. What same person goes out there and fights monsters?
Happy people don't go out adventuring.
Exactly.
Happy people do not go out and leave their fully fulfilled lives and families at home.
Bored people, angry people, those are the
Depressed
types.
people.
Those are the types.
Those are the
go
types that
out.
go out there and go fight monsters and shit. Because you know what?
What else could go wrong?
Right. They've had some fucked up shit go on. So they're like, fuck it. Let's go out here and see how far I get before I die.
If
'Cause-
I'm lucky, I survive and I become a badass, but I'll probably die.
I mean, and that's what makes these stories great. Is it's not you don't look up and see that guy who's walking down the street. You know what? I'm about to go out here with this sword and go kill some cockroaches. Why? Why are you gonna go out here and do this? Because it's the right thing to do. No, people who do that are insane.
Yeah.
The bad thing is the ones who are like, I have to go out here and do this because my family died.
Hey man, who's ready for Beholder Tuesdays?
Right.
So buy one, get one free.
It's fight one, get one free. You know, I mean, and that's the thing. And even if your character is up here like, I'm happy-go-lucky, nothing is wrong with me, I guarantee you their backstory somewhere is so fucked up that this is the reason that they're so happy.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to think about all the fucked up shit that happened.
Well, it's that whole thing of, you know, the people that shine the brightest to
Are
make
usually-
others feel good
Are
are
usually
usually the ones with the most fucked up shit.
Yep.
You know, they want so desperately for everyone else to be happy because they know what it's like to not be happy.
Right. I mean, and you see that in like media all around. One of my favorites is Vash the Stampede from Trigun. That man tries his hardest to make sure everyone else in the world is happy, and is one of the most fucked up individuals, hands down. Because he says it best in like the newer anime. He's like, you know, he's like, well, why don't you just stop and be happy? And he goes, I don't deserve to smile. And it's just like, oh, you know, he goes, I want to make everyone else happy because I don't deserve to smile. And it's just like, that's so fucked up. That hit me like all kinds of different ways. Because I was like, I was not expecting that. And I'm like, so like seeing shit like that and then being a DM, knowing that these characters, like, I can't say they won't be happy, but honestly, a good character can't be happy. Not at the start, anyway.
No, honestly, that's what it makes up. Like, just for this story alone, the only reason Asha went along with this party was because this guy needed help, and she could help him. Well, at some point, she could have left because, man, this is getting too real. Well, now she can't because it got too real, and she's got nothing to go back to.
Right.
You could have gotten freaked out when the faceless creature gave you that book.
That's true.
And said, nope, I'm out.
That's true.
Fuck this shit. I am done.
That's true. I mean,
Faceless Fox Man just showed up and just left a book for me. I'm gone. I'm out. No more. Nope.
That nobody else can open.
yeah.
Books, my eternal nemesis.
That would be player, not character.
Well, I was speaking as player.
But no, like I said though, but like in the story, like I said though, that was that moment for this. This is where essentially shit got real for the characters, realizing we're not just on this is literally a life-changing adventure now.
Yeah. The fate of the world.
Or the fate of our world,
well,
at
yeah.
least.
The fate of a country is in the hands of
Teenagers.
yes. God damn it!
That make bad decisions.
My first thing that
like
popped in my head.
teenagers.
My first thing that popped in my head was the fate of the world is with teenagers with attitudes. I was sitting there, go Power Rangers. I was like,
Anyway.
I'm just thinking
All right.
as long as we're not frozen in an iceberg
if you
for
want
100
to
years.
throw morphers in there for us, sure.
right?
Although, at some point, we're going to have to address his issue with books.
Oh yes.
In the
Yes. Okay.
episode.
So before say another quick segue for why we keep getting book comments. In the
Clark had a bad run.
in the Misadventures of Clark, which is our home game that we didn't stream, which I really wish we would have streamed.
That would have been an awesome.
That would have been fucking hilarious.
After the fact, yes, that would have been absolutely amazing to stream that.
Which I'm putting this out there now. I would love to do this as a comic book.
The Misadventures of Clark, I think, would be an amazing comic book.
I need help though, because I don't got money, because we're doing this on a budget. So I'm just putting this out there now. Hey, if you want to donate, we'll try something. Please help me. I'll put a GoFundMe, something, and all the money will go into
making
Misadventures of Clark a comic book, and
could always be the first item on a merch store.
there you go.
I don't think about that. I think that's going to be a sticker.
True.
Because I've already made the logo, so we got that.
Yeah, with the Misadventures of Clark, my character, Clark, the Aircocker Ranger, well, at the time.
Chaos incarnate.
Unfortunately, which is, again, not the way I meant for the character to go.
But I'm glad he went that way.
I am too.
Yeah, it all started, we were at a fancy library.
The fam.
Yep.
Fancy ass
That's
magic library.
And I picked up a book and got sucked into it. And I picked up another book.
It got
and
sucked into
it.
Well, one was the Hellfire Estate.
Tour of one of our party members' house that I had to survive, apparently. So that was slightly concerning as a player to hear. And then the second one was a demon inside of a devil. He made that very clear as many times I kept calling him a demon. He's still a demon. And
he's dead now. But
ended up borderline pact-ish with him.
Almost.
Yeah.
You were almost
couple
treading
more deals. I'm sure I'd have had a level in Warlock.
You were treading Warlock levels close. You
were almost to Warlock.
And so Clark stopped reading for a while because they told Clark don't pick up any books because
so Clark sat on his hands whenever we went to the library.
Yeah. Well, I think Vic said don't get any of the books in here because it's a magic library. Specifically, one of her forefathers created. So
Right.
Clark
dangerous
took that,
shit in there.
Clark took that literally to mean any book. So
Yeah.
it
yeah.
wasn't until close to the end of that campaign that
Where
I picked up another book.
It
And
really-
It was about midway.
Was it only
Yeah.
It was like a little bit after midway.
Yeah,
But
because it was.
I was all excited because everybody went to go do something. And I was reading a book in the in room, and I went to go tell everybody, and our barbarian comes up and smacks the book out of my hand, saying, "You know you can't read."
And Clark was crushed.
I was crushed as a player. I was laughing, but I was crushed. Like, oh, my accomplishment.
And the bad thing is, Vic was trying to say, no, he can't read magic books. And the barbarian's response was something to the effect of, aren't they all magic?
Now, granted, okay, another slight segue before we keep going with this, because there's a magic drug in my world called AMP. And they were in a fight where two normal people who don't have magic abilities injected themselves with this magic stuff, which gave them super strength, made them big, made them strong, but also,
As far as Clark knows,
made all of a sudden, depending on how long they lasted,
I didn't
they
see anything.
they were going to blow up. Well, one of the villains charmed Clark. Clark is off in La La Land, having a whole nother life. Literally lived a whole nother life outside of his body. So he's just sitting there dazed, and they're fighting these giant.
Wasn't Morgan Muffle also
Yes,
charmed
initially.
Yeah, but he broke free.
He broke it after the dudes were about to
explode.
Yeah.
And he automatically thought that Vic
She shot him with fire.
she shot them with fire bolts, and suddenly
They
the
melted.
next round they exploded. So at that point, the barbarian thought that Vic could melt people.
And then Clark snaps out of it thanks to another deal with the devil.
Yep. And it ends
Covered
up
in guts
in
and
blood.
and wondering just what happened.
and Morgan Muffle
She
bust out.
exploded
She
them.
exploded people.
Cool, that sounds about right.
So the running gag for the rest of the rest of that game was, like, for the rest of the whole entire campaign, was Vic could explode people and melt people.
Yeah.
Because they ran into AMP again with normal people and they melted.
And again.
Yeah, and
Like, this group ran into magical drugs
That's
like
okay.
everyone else runs into monsters.
Clark took some at the end.
Clark
Ended
took
very badly.
Clark took a more potent version of it in the end.
And failed his constitution save.
I have to ask: is this a legal drug or an
It
illegal
was black
drug?
market.
Oh, it's black
Okay.
market. It's all illegal. Because
because of what it does to people, like non-magical people, it fucks them up entirely.
it kills them.
And
But-
what it does to magical people is not as
I'm wondering if
not
our
too much
Saturday
better.
night game, if my character might have heard of it ever in the arenas.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. Which we'll have to talk about that. But yeah, so AMP, like, to magic users though, it gives them, like,
It's a power boost.
it's a power boost.
You have an outlet for all that energy.
Right.
essentially,
But then it's addictive.
Yeah.
and it's
So-
still deadly.
After you take it the first time, you start getting addicted to it.
So it's
you-
mana crack.
Yeah.
Essentially,
But the thing is,
it's
though,
magic crack.
it gets worse for you the more you take it. Because the more you take it, your power starts getting stronger and stronger, but it starts running rampant through you as well. To the point of you cast your last spell, and suddenly you become the spell.
Yeah.
Clark becomes Goodberry.
Or in Clark's case,
You lose all your magic.
he fries his magic nerve endings to the point where they thought he was dead.
Be like, hopefully you can pull off Wish last and just become a wish.
You wish granted, you're now a genie.
Well, no. There's the worst. The worst one is the wish granted, and now you're the DM.
Yeah. I wish to know everything. I wish for omnipotence.
All of a sudden, you just pop up in the sky. What the hell is this?
No, I've seen that as a D&D
That's
TikTok, and it's like they just shove the person behind the DM screen. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you're DM now. Bye.
I'm free. But no.
Yeah, that and then Rathbun had the issue with trying to open that book, and it's like, oh, I can't handle books.
Yeah. So that's not just a.
That's not just a Rathbun thing.
No, that's
That's just a me thing.
Yeah, that's just a him thing. So yeah, so now you guys hear a little bit more about.
I'm just gonna make my next character illiterate.
No, you make your next character a wizard.
Who can read all the books? Who can read all the books?
Specifically, Scribe Wizard.
Come on, you can do it.
His whole life has been reading books and reading books and reading more books.
I just wish I didn't have to read.
or go knowledge cleric, you know, if you don't want to be the wizard.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, so after all this sadness and lovely, horribleness, we jump in.
Things being left open-ended.
Yeah.
Never saw the body of my brother. Didn't see bodies of some other people.
Yeah. I can't remember. Did we ever find Nova's body?
No.
But we never saw her in the...
No, yeah, I didn't see her in... Oh.
So, DM, did she live?
She's alive.
Was she complicit?
No.
Okay.
Oh dear.
But probably taken for magical power.
Sparky,
Be a theory.
Sparky Boom Man.
I mean, we already
If
know.
only we knew in this timeline.
All right, so
For the most part, she's just the blind girl to us.
Right.
Yeah, I never saw anything.
No,
Yeah.
none of us did.
nope.
Not this time.
So now we come into episode 9. A man, a boy,
And
and a goat. Which, off the bat, I love this title.
And it makes a total tone change in just the title. Really.
Right? Because we had Lost in the Rain,
Yeah.
Right, we had Out in the Rain.
Out in the Rain.
It
And
was,
the prince ordered us home.
in a lot of ways, I was trying to
Lighten the mood.
lighten the mood a little bit, even though I know there
Well,
wasn't
it was
much.
It was a homecoming episode.
It really was.
in a lot of ways, yeah.
So, the group's happy to come home until they see fire and death and...
Right.
I'm saying this episode
No,
was a
this-
homecoming.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. This was
is
a
where
homecoming.
we've flown
Yeah, because
over.
it's where we find out who lives.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, we jump into this one. The group is on the airship going to Emberhelm.
I'm still hanging by my ankles underneath the ship.
Alec
Could
here.
have tied it under your arms, man.
Didn't want to.
I mean, we know.
Alec here sees, goblin hunting party, killing some deer, and tries to get back up and fails.
But never saw any village people.
No. Which I made that. I don't know if you saw that joke in the post. I said what Alec here was looking for, and I had the village people up there dancing as a gift. I was hoping you saw that one. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Yeah.
It took me a second to realize it.
Well, the only reason I saw that too because I was actually listening to the episode and I heard that part, and I had to hurry up and text it before I could forget it. But yeah, we get Luke calming down. We get Edric and Asha helping Alec here back on the ship.
Yep.
And after another 15 minutes of travel or whatever, they realize there's no airship docks in Emberhelm. So Nelka's like, hey, we can keep it running. go do what you need to do.
Yeah, pretty much gave us a day.
So the group leaves. Let's see, yeah, people selling stuff. Asha gives one guy an earful because of the fact that we are part of refugees too. Mm-hmm. Even though, granted, they just saw y'all come in on the airship, but
doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand it doesn't matter. Dude was like, hey, these people must be rich. They came in on an airship. Then come to find out, hey, no, we're refugees too, motherfucker. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh. Then they left. And that's where they meet the Elven Man who's spying on them.
Oh, yeah, when I first noticed that guy, yeah.
And, you know, they pay a dude to get information. And they go to the Zed's house, which that was an awesome. Like, I like Zed.
Was it before or after the arena that we were giving Edric so much shit?
It was after.
After?
I think so. I think it was after.
Because, pretty sure it was after. I don't remember.
We'll find out. We'll keep. Because then you get to Zed, who has a dragon skull for a throne, even though he is a red dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even funnier. And you see all the people who were saved because he's throwing them a dinner. He's in his throne room. He has them a full-on dinner party.
That's where we at least get a few reunions.
Yep, and we see Shun.
And Luke's mood lifts.
Yep. Luke cries because, you know,
He
realizing.
helped save him.
Yeah. And we see Shun missing a leg.
Well, I mean, he has a replacement.
Yeah,
It
but
just doesn't fit right.
he's all sitting there walking.
He's missing his biological leg.
Yes.
This is his adoptive leg.
And he explains what happens. Gives y'all some names.
And I find out my brother is alive.
Yep, find out Chamfir lives.
And he owes his life
Amadeus.
to him.
And yeah, because we also find out Amadeus lived.
Mm-hmm.
And that they are down at the Colosseum. So I could actually see Jacob's brain turning like, why is Chamfir down at the Colosseum?
I was seriously concerned.
Because that was my first. Like, I looked over.
If he survives, he's getting such a talking to.
I looked over at Jacob, and like the look on Jacob's face when I said Chamfir is at the Coliseum. I could see like Jacob sitting there, like the wheels just like.
It's like,
guys,
is he a fighter? Is he taking tickets? What?
Guys, I'm going in the arena. I gotta protect him.
It's like, why is my little brother at the goddamn arena? So that was even funnier. Then they were talking about the red dragon and the woman who rode the dragon in the battle, setting fire to everything. Mm-hmm. So as they were talking about all this, they talk about Bacchus, which the group has no idea who Bacchus is.
Except for Edric.
Well, would I have known anything from my time in Velos?
Not really.
Okay, that's why I just...
But Edric knows.
Yeah,
and Luke
hope he
knows. Luke and Edric both know who Bacchus is.
Luke knows because he got stabbed.
Yeah. So, well, he didn't get stabbed by. He got stabbed by the woman.
Yeah.
He got cut by. So yeah, it was all kinds of
It's a glancing stab.
Yeah, all kinds of messed up shit went on with Luke. So they instantly go to the arena because
I gotta find out what the hell my brother's doing.
so they get down there. Oh, that's right.
Bryce.
They meet Bryce, and they end up seeing a couple fights. They get to see they see the Bullet Queen, and
That's get to see a slaughter.
And then the Slagoon versus
Eerie.
The Eerie the monk. She didn't live. She did not live. She died horribly.
Then the final fight was a blind man.
Yeah. Quick question. Roughly what level was she when she got slaughtered like that? She hadn't hit like high level.
No, she's like level 5.
Yeah, we wouldn't have stood a chance.
Now I get 3 Slagoon now.
No, 3 Slagoons usually takes at least 3 characters
At level 5.
or level 6.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was when
Doesn't-
most of us went down in our fight in
Yep.
the Coliseum against them. Especially once they start that damn tornado.
Yeah.
And then the Bryce told us the odds on the blind man fight.
Yeah. And then
Couldn't turn
And
that
we
down.
bet everything we had, pretty much.
that was actually that fight was actually one of those that fight I actually had rolled for, like pre-rolled for, because there was a chance that like Amadeus could have lost that fight.
Oh yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, no,
But we had faith in him. So whether he had won or lost, we were still going to bet on him.
And then that's right, because y'all went down to
We tried to go down
talk to the and the Minotaur wouldn't let.
Because somebody was antagonizing him.
I never antagonized.
And he was just like, "No, you can wait till later."
Mm-hmm.
Which that was funny. Oh yeah, I did miss one part. Zed tells y'all to meet him at Miss Ember's that night.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
after.
No, it was before the Coliseum.
No. That was after Asha told him
Oh yeah, after Asha told him
about her mother.
that
Yeah.
Samina died.
Mm-hmm.
I missed that part. And he tells about him getting the scar over his eye because Samina gave it to him with the fire dagger that Asha still has.
Yep.
So he tells him to meet talking about meeting at Miss Embers. And that's right, they meet Silas.
Yeah, well.
And Silas thinks that Alakir is Raytheon.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens, and apparently
He's looking to get a fight in a sparring match with the old man.
they come across Miss Amber's
Ember.
it's Miss Amber's, but they come across that and they just hear screaming coming from the door and roaring, so they're gonna figure out what happens that later. And then we get to the arena, which we meet Bryce, and you got the Bullet Queen, who is Zed's wife. Eerie
The sacrifice.
against 3 seconds.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
I mean, essentially,
she was a sacrifice. She was cocky. She thought she could do it.
But just the fact that she winds up being the sacrifice and her name is Eerie is kind of...
Eerie.
Kind of very eerie. But they bet. Raffin only bet at 50 gold. Alakir put 203 in. Asha 233 in.
Yeah, they bet
To be
everything
fair,
they had.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had any more money
Oh,
because he
I
had
did.
bought most of his armor.
I had money. I just
Oh.
didn't bet that much.
Then
Raffman's not a betting man. Merker, though. Merker's a gambler.
and then we got the fight between Jaeger and
The blind.
Amadeus. And this is where we get to see Jamfir and Goat riding around the arena, and people love him.
Well, they should.
Now, I don't know if I know we touched on it at one point, but Jamfir is kind of disfigured.
Yeah.
Because
A scar from some goblins.
Yeah. And he's still fairly young.
Yeah, I don't think we gave him an age.
Because he's the youngest brother.
Yeah.
And
I kind of picture him somewhere around like 8 or 9.
see, I was thinking like 10 at the most. But still, either way, he's still a kid.
Yeah.
He's a strong kid. But at the same time, he's kind of like mentally kind of fucked up.
Well, he's had his tragic backstory now.
Yeah.
A couple of them.
Yeah, I mean, he had one and he got another one.
Yep. So
Jamfir the Goblin Slayer.
It's a possibility.
And so after this fight happens and Jaeger loses, and they finally get to meet up with Amadeus and Jamfir, and Raffin gets a little bit of relief knowing that his little brother is still alive.
And capable of saving other people.
Yeah. With the help of Goat.
Hey. We all have our tools.
Right?
Mine's just a sword.
His is a steed of a smaller stature.
Pretty sure Jamfir's a druid.
So they go get their winnings and then go to Miss Embers, where they dodge the black dragon head. Don't get freaked out by it at all, besides Edric.
Yeah. I was about to say, one of us did.
And then we make Edric paranoid.
Yes, y'all. He went from being brave and
He went from being cocky
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can take care of myself.
to being paranoid.
I mean, with the persuasion of 25, that kind of happens. It's like, hey, I can sit down here by myself. I can just have a beer. Y'all can go do this. Next thing you know, it's like, hey, what about that shit that happened last time? What if another one comes? Oh shit, we gotta go. He took him from cocky to paranoid in like 3 seconds.
And we didn't mean to. Not paranoid.
Not paranoid.
Just
no.
cautious. We're trying for cautious. We got paranoid.
And then we see a sight that
Well, first we hear.
right, you hear, and then you see a sight that no one should hear or see.
All right.
Tate's about to get that chocolate.
Oh no, I think that's
That's
his
wine.
mother.
That's what I'm saying. He's about to get the chocolate.
Oh,
from his
he's gonna
mom.
get yeah.
Thinking Tate's looking up. All of a sudden, chocolates are mean,
They are.
especially in the right hands. But we get to see a blubbering, drunk
hugging his sword.
dragonborn.
Not
hugging
that
his
sword. Get your mind out of the gutters, guys.
I mean, if he wants to hug that one, he can hug it if he wants.
I mean, that means he's also a contortionist.
Right.
Well,
Hey, we don't know.
Dragonborn. Well, I don't
We-
fully understand their anatomy.
We don't want to get into that. And no, we do not need pictures of that, so don't send them. No pictures. No.
You know, someone's gonna send one.
Oh, I figure. But anyway, he's been drinking for a while and singing and moping and talking shit and just then he gets mad
Oh, this is after he tells Asha to tell the dagger how he feels.
Yes.
Tell her dagger how I feel.
Yep.
Hey, we never said Zed's a capable leader. We didn't say he was a smart person. Zed is very much might makes right.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a place for that.
Yeah, I like the fact this is a whole. I'm so mad. No, don't get mad. Calm down.
I'm gonna go fight a dragon.
And then he goes to sleep hard.
Some might say he almost blacked out.
He slams on the floor.
It starts snoring.
It was like somebody cast a sleep spell.
It's called lots and lots of alcohol.
You know, I think it might have been the barkeep. Might have laced his drink.
Yeah, because the barkeep wasn't surprised at any of the
No.
events.
No. But only you two would know, I believe, the strength of said concoction.
Oh, drinking one, yeah.
Because Alakir did not.
Well, no, you were honoring Selmina's
Final words to me.
Yep. And
cut off.
oh, because this is the part where they leave and they start teasing Edric.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Edric's flaming wings come out, and
Those are new.
they're phoenix wings instead
Right.
of the usual Aasimar wings.
Well, we didn't know he had wings to begin with.
Yeah. So this shows that he's an Aasimar, and then y'all trick people in thinking that he's a wizard.
I
It's all an
mean,
illusion.
it's magic. I mean, that's not technically a lie.
It's minor illusion, guys.
Y'all go back to Zed's place and meet Killen.
Well, Alec here.
Alec here
meets
gets,
Elon.
Well, actually, we all
turned
meet her.
Yeah, I know, but it's
but she wants
she
to.
took a fancy to him.
Yeah. Because she took a fancy to his father as well.
Ooh.
Because she actually says that at one point.
That's when you make the joke of, did your father teach you everything?
Oh, that, yeah. But then Edric has a little fit and goes into a closet.
no, this is my room. Okay.
And Asha goes in the closet with him.
Yeah.
As Rathman and Alakir go for a walk.
Yeah. And
Well,
yeah.
They went to go tell Nilka
Yeah.
that we were going to be there till the morning.
But
Yep.
we're not present for the closet.
No, you weren't. But that's okay. I wasn't present for Luke's episode either.
Yeah, then we get a whole seeing Luke beating up on people. Come to find out he can hear people's thoughts and then goes crazy and psionic energy starts erupting from him.
And I try to just, dink with my pommel and deal max damage.
And they start getting, on top of that, Raffin and Alakir start seeing flashbacks of,
So now they've seen
Yeah.
Bacchus and the
yeah,
woman.
then they finally saw Bacchus and the blonde girl. No,
He was out before
Yeah.
the blonde girl
yes.
situation. Because you came out of the
came
flash
out
first.
I was trying to get you back out.
You came out faster than, like, so Alakir has seen Bacchus and the blonde girl.
No, I'm pretty sure he still saw Bacchus.
Let's see. Yes, yeah.
And it was after that point when
That you
he
saw,
pops
yeah,
out.
and then you saw the blonde chick, and the fight continues, and yeah, subdual damage is hilarious. Trying to do subtle damage instead of
I dealt almost as much damage as his actual attack.
it's like I want to hit him with the pommel of my sword. Max damage. Wait, what?
Then he turns around and attacks me with a spear he summoned from a tent.
Yep, and yells, and calls you Bacchus, and pumps psionic energy into that spear too.
Yep.
And eventually, Luke comes out of it with some, persuasion rolls, and and that's right, because that's where Alakir comes flying out trying to be all cool, and jumps out off the top of the ship,
Yep.
and slams into the.
Forgets to roll.
Yep.
He does the tucking part and just doesn't roll, and all of a sudden, whop! Pain. But the good thing is he's about to go to sleep, so.
One way or another.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good at that.
Well, and the whole reason Alakir hadn't tried to jump in the Coliseum earlier was we're still on the same day that we fought the Fellforge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I've had a short rest, but that doesn't do shit for a ranger, really.
The only one it does anything for is basically Warlock. For spells, at least.
Well, yeah, spell-wise. But
And then after the.
fighters would get another
Yeah.
action surge and second wind.
And then after everything happens, they talk to Amadeus about Luke, and come to find out he's probably a psionic.
And it tells us
And-
about an island.
Yep. And then
And Asha learns more about her father's sex life.
yeah, way more about her father's sex life than what she wants to know. Then from there, Shun decides he's leaving,
Yeah.
but he wants to go on his own instead of.
Yeah.
And
Didn't
then
wind up coming with us.
the rest of the group get on the ship, and Luke joins the team after getting some new armor and a new spear.
Yeah.
And then you guys leveled after that after that game.
Yep.
So yeah, that episode was.
I will say this. The Bullet Queen is on my list. Hey, everybody's got a sleigh, court, and dally, okay?
Yeah. I mean, the Bullet Queen is meant to be like sexy. I mean, she's kind of like the wild chick that everyone's just like, I'm down. This might try to this might kill me at some point, but I'm down.
But yeah, she would probably be my dally, if not Sin's wife.
I mean, I get that one too. Bella's supposed to be hot too, so we realize Alakir has a type.
Somebody else.
Dangerous.
Somewhat dangerous.
And someone
This
else's.
is dangerous as someone else's wife.
At least for the dally, the sleigh, court, and marry. You get what that is, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So the court is your rival, I know.
No. That's the sleigh. The sleigh is the kill.
Yeah.
The court is the marry.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
dally is
You're going to
the
be like your dad and marry your rival.
Possibly. I don't know her name yet, though.
Didn't know anything about her besides she's blue haired.
At this point,
At this
she's
point,
slay.
she is a sleigh. In some ways, the marry is Sarah. Just to always have something on the bitch.
Well, I'm more thinking you get divorced. Where's my stuff?
That's why it fits.
I mean,
way
you
too
know,
well.
the bad thing is I could honestly see that.
That works way too well.
It does.
That's the scary part. Is it works way too well.
Dude, when I saw the suggestion of like downtime games of role playing, and someone suggested the D&D, the fantasy version of Fuck, Marry, Kill, I was like, huh.
Okay.
What would my characters be?
Okay, cool. So we already got Alakirs. Does Asha have anything like that so far?
Not really.
I think Alakir's the only one.
Like,
Well, I mean, Edric obviously totally has one of those lists. As
I mean-
much as we tease it.
About everything.
Yeah.
We're just all on that slay list.
Hey, we'll find out. Who knows when we could sit down with Edric and play a drinking game.
Right?
Or
Once I'm in power, I'm killing all
Zone
you.
of Truth or Dare.
Bastard. So, Asha, nobody.
Well, not yet, because, I mean, she really hasn't had that much to do with anybody but the group.
Right.
And at this point, she's not really into any of these guys.
Not in the Sin, not in the...
No.
Because Sin's...
I would say probably the closest thing that she would have at this point, at least from my perspective, would be she'd want to marry somebody like Amadeus. Not him specifically.
No,
but someone like
not him specifically. And then really the only person of the group that she deals with a lot is Edric.
Right. And he is not the strong
Queen
will.
Asha.
And she is, and he, right now, he is not very much the
Right.
strong will, type of guy.
Right.
So I get that. So what about Rathbun?
The only thing Rathbun has is a slay, and that's going to be talked about in a later episode.
Okay. Bad thing is right now with Luke. Let's see.
Bacchus is obviously a slay.
So is the blonde.
The blonde.
I would say the blonde chick would probably be a slay.
The blonde chick is
Definitely.
a slave.
Well, he yelled Bacchus when he was stabbing me, so...
Yeah, but that's the thing is though, he's not trying to. He doesn't find Bacchus attractive at all. So, but if you see some of the pictures, Bacchus is a good-looking dude.
I did send those, didn't I?
My
Yeah.
guess for Luke's Mary would be Nova.
Yeah.
I kind of figured with how they were... He helped her get signed up at the beginning.
Oh yeah, no, he has like the hugest crush on Nova.
So I'm really kind of wondering where she is.
Right.
When she's going to pop up again.
Yeah.
And
Now that we know she's alive,
Now,
at
now
least
that we as
player-wise.
players know that she's
Yeah.
alive, as characters, we're pretty fucking sure she's dead. But
She
it's
burned up somewhere. That's all we know.
And the bad thing is, like, just mess around. It's Nilka, actually.
Yeah,
So that's
I
why
could
he's
see
traveling with us.
That. I could see that.
Now, as far as Edric goes, it's a lot of just. I like this one. I like this one. I like this one.
Oh, so we were on the right path with our teasing.
Oh yeah, no.
Just pointing out everything.
Like because especially now that he's actually being able to get out and
well, I mean, he's been sheltered
Yeah.
from birth, but then for however many years he was locked
locked
up,
up, he's kind of
he's very sheltered.
So at this point,
Everything is his taste.
yes,
I mean, my guess is he probably spent his puberty in
in
captivity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So everything is just like I will bang that. I will bang that. I might bang him too, maybe.
Oh,
Which that
Lord.
which that comes to a whole nother thing later on too.
I mean, well, I was thinking of now, just knowing that as a player, Asha puts herself in some really interesting situations.
Yes, with the very horny teenager
In a closet.
in a closet who's trying to act like nothing's bothering me. Nothing's bothering me. I can't do anything. And at the same time, it's like, oh my gosh, she's this close to me.
Tasha casually touches his thigh.
And
Hey,
probably,
let me ask you a question.
probably did, but not thinking anything of it.
No, I'm not saying you
And
did.
in his head, he's on, and she looks at me. That takes a whole new trapped in the closet thing to a whole other
God.
direction. Oh.
I was just glad Jamfear was alive.
Oh, yeah.
And not getting into the arena himself.
Well, he got into the arena, but he was really just the
He was a mascot.
Yeah.
yeah.
If he had gotten into that arena by himself, I'd have been going over that wall. I'm just going to tell you that now.
Raffit would have been like, deck save.
No. I'd just jump down.
He would have just full belly flopped.
Jumped in there. Do that link hold. You.
Come
You're
here.
fighting my little brother. You're fighting me.
No, I'm telling Jamfir, you.
You look
Compelled duel. Come here.
I don't wanna.
So I figure he's a commoner. He's not going to have any pluses to
No,
his
he's a
saves.
druid. Sorry, he's a druid.
I mean,
Honestly, I was kind of thinking about playing Jamfir at a later date.
oh really?
That'd be a good play.
That would be.
Be a druid.
So we know.
Or,
we know if we do another game on the podcast.
Wizard. Don't they have familiars too?
They do.
They do.
Goats
Yeah,
are
goat.
familiar. Goats are familiar.
But
But he doesn't have any
but
learning.
he's the buff wizard, if that's the case.
Yeah.
He is totally the 14th.
Yes! It must come full circle.
So a battle mage of some sort, war wizard.
A dude, bro, that's a wizard.
No, see, I don't see Jamfir being the dude, bro. Though.
No.
No, I was just making.
He would. I think Druid would be the perfect fit for him.
Yeah, I do too. But yeah. So we got. I mean, that's hilarious. Just thinking about that. See, I'm glad you said something about that because I would have never have thought about.
I mean,
Think Ginny D on YouTube.
Yeah. Thank
One
you,
that does
Ginny
that.
D.
so Rathbun didn't have any other than the sleigh.
He's just gonna slay that shopkeeper from Crystaldale.
That one.
Okay, we'll get to that here in a little bit.
That creep. he was out of there after that.
Oh, the one that.
Okay, hold
Yeah.
on. Don't. We'll
Yeah, the
get
one
to
you
that.
guys want to go back to, and I don't fucking understand why.
It's a really cool place. They got some
All
good
right,
stuff.
No.
so we're getting into. So we'll jump into episode 10.
The battle for the prince.
The battle for the prince. So yeah, not a long trip to get to Crystaldale. 45 minutes. You know, shouldn't take any time. It should be great. Just get
Smooth
the top.
sailing.
Smooth sailing.
Which means it's not.
At all.
And Asha sees the dragon. And so everyone's battle stations, fun stuff like that. The dragon drops off a bikini-clad warrior woman.
Give me the prince.
And pretty much she says she's burned down one town. Give it a prince. She doesn't want to have to burn down something else. And Asha and Alakir are both just like, "Fuck you, bitch!" And they both hit her.
Then everybody else is involved.
Then the whole fight goes underway, and this fight is good.
hurt.
Like this fight is good. She's raging, turning like half into a dragon.
Rathbun compels her to fighting only him.
Then we have
Rathbun shoots the dragon with a ballista and compels it into fighting him.
we get
Rathbun's questioning his decisions in life.
we get Alakir getting Hulk smashed into a ballista. We get lots of fire because this dragon was like shooting out waves of fire.
Yep.
And goes through the ship at one point.
Yep.
Luke realizes who she is, dives off the railing to go stab at her, and then suddenly sees the dragon too, and freaks the fuck out. Edric comes out like, "What the fuck's going on? Oh shit, a dragon!" and starts shooting Eldritch Blast. And just like this fight takes everything. It suddenly goes from like very intense to like people freaking out, then back to intense, and it ends with Luke
getting redemption.
killing this thing.
Yep.
And then the best part, They pushed the dragon out on some goblins.
After we harvested what we needed.
Yes. They killed a group of goblins.
Unintentionally.
Unintentionally.
This group.
Oh, okay.
But then turns around before they push the dragon off, though, they find the bracelet that pretty much they hear Edric's uncle on the other end. And they just take that thing and just like yeet it off the side and then throw the girl off the other side after they like pick her pockets and like.
Well, I mean, what else you can do with a dead body?
They pretty much strip her of all the good shit and they're like, you know what, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
we didn't even mention the whole sending stone situation earlier of
we
launching it with
forgot.
the arrow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
yeah, we forgot about
on the
that.
one from.
Oh,
the
yeah, we
Stormkaiser.
did. I completely. Okay, so rewind.
So
The 7.
No,
No,
8.
8.
Yeah.
It was after in the rain. They got a message from the Stormkaiser herself, and she wanted them to
Work for her.
work for her. Come back, do some work.
We didn't quite agree.
And yeah, there was some words and hostilities exchanged.
Well, no. We didn't burn that bridge. We just...
No, you kind of burned that bridge where y'all chunked the stone over the side.
No,
But-
well, how does she know?
True.
I mean, either way, even if she thinks we still have it, she might think we're ignoring her if she ever tries to communicate.
Or we're dead. We could be dead.
But yeah, that whole conversation happened. But then, okay, so the dragon went. Oh yeah, the dragon did go through the ship.
Yeah.
Set that bitch on fire. People screaming, "Put it out! Put it out!" At least it wouldn't pull it out.
We're all a little too busy to be putting out mini fires. I know Asha and Edric were using half of their Eldritch Blast to put out small fires here and there.
Yeah.
But they do kill it.
Rathbun was too busy trying not to die, considering both were mad at him.
I mean, it was the 2-for-1 compel duel.
It was. I got a free casting. It just took firing a ballista through a dragon.
Right. So, after all that, and yeah, some fighting and healing, you guys make it to Crystaldale. Alec here's, pretty much tells that the bill needs to go to
That doesn't die.
doesn't
Galen
die.
Failed like a motherfucker on that persuasion.
Yeah, that persuasion failed. And
I think that was one of my nat ones for the game.
I
don't think so.
No, I don't think it was
I've been
nat one, 'cause-
specifically calling out nat ones.
Yeah. Then we talk about Edric going to the Temple of Siren.
Like on here. Rathbun, nat one.
Yeah, Alec here leads them to the Doesn't Die Guild. This is where they meet Connor.
Where they nearly kill Connor to try and save Connor.
Yep.
Well, Rathbun didn't notice anything wrong.
Nope, Rafa didn't know it was a goddamn thing.
My coin purse has always been this light.
And the chase happens. He tries to jump over the side, nat ones. And Asha has to use
Thorn.
She only had the one option.
That was the only option I had.
and pretty much shreds his arm, but saves him.
He's got a cool scar now.
He lies to them,
Several times.
but because he says he wants to go to the Volsor Academy for his No, first it was he needed the money for his sick sister.
Yeah.
Then he tells that he wants to go to the Volsor Academy, but can't go because he didn't have the money.
Right.
So it's the whole deal of, hey, go to the guild, get a job. You know.
What normal people do.
He said
Go
he
risk
can't.
your life to go to school.
Yeah. That's what normal
mean-
people do. Don't just become a blacksmith. Go adventure.
And then when you tell, then Alec here tells him, I can put in a word for you because I'm part of said guild. Then he's like, fuck yes, let's do this. So he's on his way to being an adventurer now. All things
Better not die.
We've lost too many friends. Or
Rathbun's lost too many friends. Still remember you, Charles. It's okay.
And then we meet legacy characters.
Yeah. Throw
No, not them.
Oh,
We
yeah.
meet
Before we even
Drake
make it
and-
in.
Yeah.
We meet Drake and Raytheon. Raytheon looks kind of somber and very,
weighed down.
yes,
Yes.
with carrying both Icing Fang and Blazing Fang.
Yep.
Drake is pissed.
Yeah.
Way to go, Alec here.
Drake had one job, and that was to watch a kid. You sent the guy who was in prison for 100 years, and now has a life debt. You know, off and say, "Hey, me and this kid's mother, we got to go fight. Watch the kid. It's your only job. Watch the kid. Okay, yeah, I'll watch the kid." Next morning, he gets up. Alec here, what do you want for breakfast? Alec here. Alec here, I had one goddamn job. Doesn't find the kid for years. Fucking years.
Kid finds him.
That's it.
Mom and Dad came home. Where's our kid?
Oh.
Little bastard left. And Raytheon is just like, he's doing his own adventure. Mom's like, you could have said bye, but I get it.
Couldn't. You were already gone.
Could have left a note, something. Alec is like, dip him out. Dipping out this bitch.
I knew they had a way to find me.
My uncle's weird. He's lazy, he sleeps, and he fights. That's about it. And every now and then his tattoo glows and he starts yelling at somebody.
But I knew if they really wanted to come out and find me, they could have.
Yep.
They could have located the gauntlets.
And Rathbun actually gets a good intelligence check and realizes that the Dragon Wars has something to do with everything Alec here is going after. Not Alec here, but I'm sorry. That Raytheon is going after. It is the whole deal. 300 years ago. Fun. But
It was dark times.
yeah, I wasn't born yet, but yeah, it was dark times. There's history books.
The one book I've read.
Alec here has a moment where his father gives the dagger back,
Yep.
and they enter the guild. They see, the wolf-eyed man on the third floor. Ask questions. The DM didn't know what the hell his name was at the time, so
I'll get back to you, and then didn't get back to us.
Well, 2 episodes later,
yeah,
we get a name.
you get Talon. It takes a while, but
I did.
It took Thokut a while to find out that information.
yeah, they met Thokut as well. Got Connor a job. Alec here gets in a debt.
Well, with one Rita. The other Rita likes Rathbun's armor.
Yes. dead Rita loves Raspin's armor. The live Rita is just straight up
Yeah, money.
money. And Connor gets his first job, which we don't know what that was. And that's where we end that episode with the shopping, and then or the
Getting ready to go shop.
yeah, getting
heading
ready
off
to go
to
shop.
it.
Which this episode was just kind of fun. You know, slightly somber with, you know, running into Raytheon and Drake again, and them being very
Listen here, you little shit.
well, Drake being listen here, you little shit. Raytheon's just like, fuck, things are going bad. I gotta go.
Yeah, the fact that he's going off, Sin's coming to meet him. Alakir is going through his head going, there's only a few enemies they would ever
Just-
meet up to go face again.
Right. So, yeah.
Thanks a lot. Smoke Squad.
Goddamn small squad.
You know who you are.
But yeah, so this, like I said, seeing Raytheon and Drake again was awesome because, like I said, you know, Tim played Raytheon, and like I actually had to ask him after the episode, I was like, did I do Raytheon justice? Because that's one of my biggest things is I want to do like characters like that justice because of the fact that there's someone else's character, and I want to make sure I capture the essence of what that character was going through, or what that character.
Oh, yeah, and for what he was supposed to have been going through at that moment, plus what he's gone through in the past 300 years since I've played that character, yeah.
Because they, even with him actually being in a good mindset, he still kind of beat the shit. Because that poor bastard's gone through hell. And actually got a chance to be normal for a while, just to have to go through some more hell.
To think it was going to be normal again,
To
and
actually,
then go in some more hell.
and we didn't talk about the fact that he actually went, like, Alakir actually went and talked to his mom.
Not
No,
yet.
not yet,
yeah,
not yet.
so-
That's the
No,
next episode.
he learned his mother was alive.
Yeah, he learned his
Yes.
mom was.
That was in 12.
Yeah, he learned his mother was alive.
Yeah, that there was this loophole somewhere.
Hey, the loophole, yeah. But I just like, you know, the look on Tim's face that all of a sudden look up, go see your mother. Wait, what? It's like she's
I
supposed
was hoping I was past this tactic between you two.
And then we got Connor. Which again, I like the name Connor, and again, both rogues. And like I said, Connor was just that. Like, you can have Connors in different parts of the world, and so that's kind of what
Connors
happens,
in the same city.
huh?
You could have Connors in the same
Yeah,
city.
true. But there's
I
one
mean-
Connor who's an assassin, and then we got this Connor who's
A rogue.
a rogue right now. We don't know where he's going. But yeah, like I said, this episode was fun. This episode was just... It was slightly lighthearted and just enough drama to, you know, keep everything going. And then we got... So, anything else needed to be said about this episode?
Yeah, what the fuck was going through Alakir's head, finding out your mom's alive?
Literally, what the fuck?
Fair.
Like, you could actually see that on Tim's face.
I
Was
know.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I know. Well,
'Cause-
we could,
Yeah.
but they could.
That was for the past 2 years since the campaign that had been in ended, I always thought it had to end with one of them dead. That's the way the rival swords were working. And then there was that loophole that somebody made for himself.
Well, I think the loophole was always there.
I mean, technically, if nobody's holding it, or if there's the same person is holding both.
Well, I think it's more of to defeat one way or the other. It's just assumed it's a fight to the death.
Which we find out in the next episode of the exact way the loophole was used.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was definitely a big what the fuck moment for me.
That's fair.
Not the biggest one involving your mom yet.
No, that's
That's next episode?
No, that's 12.
Yeah.
Oh, that was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When he goes see his mom.
we're not done with 11 yet.
Yeah. 11. So are we jumping into 11 then?
Sure, go ahead.
11 is called...
Whoops.
Whoops, my bad. Oh, this episode.
That describes a series of events in this episode.
Not just by one.
Like I said, a series of events.
Well, at
All
first,
the events.
they go to the Perfect Sword. Meet the Luxodon Veros.
We went shopping.
Yes, lots of shopping went on. They went to the Arcane Artisan as well.
Not yet.
Or
We were on our way.
They were asking for the Arcane Artisan. And then they come across the gnome. Clifton.
I like Clifton.
Clifton's awesome.
He's pretty damn impressive.
And he had a robot that needed to be tested out. Said he'd pay.
Mm-hmm.
And Raffin paid a little bit too.
A lot of it.
That fight was just...
I was one hit away. One more hit and I'd have been down.
But Clifton gave him the 600 gold. And that's where the group found the go-kart.
And our new dream is to have a go-kart.
From Clifton's automations. Then they went to the Arcane Artisans, which is run by Lodra. And Raffin gets a shield.
Magic shield.
Yep, magic shield. Asha is talking about a flame drake cannon.
Still want that cannon.
And a portable... Did she talk about her with the portable staff, or was it...
No, it was
No,
the
the collapsible
portable,
stuff.
the portable cannon.
The cannon.
Yeah.
She was asking about.
And that was a little expensive.
But it's still a dream.
Right.
It's gonna happen.
Alec here about some bracers and some slippers.
Yep.
Because, there would be no hijinks coming out of those slippers.
Of course not.
And then they head off. They found a random shop. Crystal Dale's items.
Yeah.
I love that shop.
We can burn this shop for all I care.
Run by... I like how on the note it's run by, in quotations, human girl named Lorelei.
I don't believe it.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't believe that either, but I'm completely amused by the shop.
It's a small girl just sitting on the counter, just swinging her legs. They meet her. They find that there's level versions of the bag of holding from her. Raffin sees the giant golden eye in the floorboards, looking up. Come to find out, it's something underneath the ground, underneath the
Some kind of eldritch horror.
Yep, that eats that they feed
Shoplifters.
shoplifters too. Which that's...
Then Alakir's like, oh, we should go see it.
And that whole thing happens, and that's hilarious. Because it's like, how do you not see it? Because I don't go in there. It's like, you go in there, but you might not cut. You probably won't come out. And it's like, no, thank you. We'll just stay here at the door.
Yeah, can't we just look in and see the creature if you just open the door? Nope.
It's too dark.
It's like, how do you know it's too dark? I can't see. Have you ever gone in there? Nope. Which I love. That's that story is awesome. I came to that shit on the fly, and I loved every fucking minute of it.
I'm shocked.
Rathbun doesn't love it.
And Alakir sees the Spider Woman on the
On the ceiling?
the ceiling, the ring girl, essentially in the rafters. And then they start getting jobs. They start looking into jobs.
Well, after we go see about a go-kart.
Yeah, they go see about the go-kart. They go back to Doesn't Die, and start getting jobs. And this is where you got the Qatar Symphony.
He does meet his mother briefly.
Yeah.
This episode.
Yeah.
After the rest of us go
to bed, he goes sees his mom.
Yeah, because I went to sleep up there.
In the too small bed.
Yep.
That's right. I remember now.
And that's where he learns his mom was pregnant.
Yep.
Yep.
Surprise!
And then the next morning they come down and start looking at jobs. You know, the Qatar Symphony Hall. The Cave of Mystery, and Astral Problems are the three jobs they're presented with. And they go look at they actually go talk about all three. And so which ones did they go to first?
Thokut, since we were there.
Yeah, they go to Thokut about the...
I think we went to go check with...
Oh, they go to Volsor first.
Yeah, no. We see Thokut about the Cave of Mystery.
Yeah, about the Cave of
Because
Mystery.
we're already there.
Yeah.
They get the information on that.
Volsor.
Yeah.
Then they go to Volsor, and they meet the headmaster of Volsor.
Nope.
Dracul Sylvan.
And we all nope the fuck out of there.
Yep.
Yeah, they nope.
The one thing we've all been on the same page about.
They nope the fuck out of there like quick too. They're like, you know what, we might do this job, but
definitely not right now.
Not right now.
We'll get back to you.
He is a Genasi, by the way. He is a fire Genasi. He just has green flames. There are reasons.
I mean...
He's evil. That's all we need.
What is it? According to Disney, green is evil? Not lying.
Yeah.
So all the Jedi were really evil.
It's all
No.
Those green
No,
lightsabers.
see, that was pre-purchase. So that doesn't count.
So then they go to the oh, this is the best. This is they go to Qatar, the Qatar Symphony Hall, and as soon as they come through the door, they meet Jamrick.
I enjoyed this interaction.
Mm-hmm. Jamrick, for other words, is fabulous. And then next thing you know, instruments come to life and start
beating people.
Beating on people.
My bad.
This is where the first whoops. This is where two of the whoops my bads come in. The first one is Rathbun setting fire to a xylophone.
It was a wooden instrument. In my defense, it was a great idea.
Then it was a flaming wooden instrument to start beating on people. Killed some.
That was not a great idea.
They start killing. Asha pretty much finds out there's a girl
pulling the strings.
Yes, and Eldritch blasts the
balcony. She's hiding in,
and then her too. But it's her first, and then the balcony.
Well, technically, it's the balcony, then her. With the same blast, and misses her with the second blast, but breaks the balcony off the wall.
and then the whole thing falls with her in it. So she's dead.
She's
dead extra outright. Dead.
She's dead outright from the Eldritch Blast, and then takes the fall damage on top of it.
Yep. So
she's extra
dead.
Sorry.
And she almost wound up extra dead because I was about to hail of thorns that area too.
Oh, good
on
God.
my turn. If she hadn't have gone down.
So they do kill her. They do kill her. And then they go down to the basement where instruments are trying to break through the doors and the training rooms. And it takes them a minute to find the hidden door. Which that one I was like, okay. That was, I mean, you guys at least like were looking around, thinking of everything, and eventually it was like move the rug. Mm-hmm. That was the one Rathman's like, ha! Before Alakir could get to it.
Alakir was about to, and Rathman's like, nope, I got this. With my nat 20.
Yep. And this is where they go down.
Another whoops, my bad.
And this is the whoops, my bad. Where Asha's just like, hey, this Tiefling girl is reaching for this very evil, menacing looking baton.
Because, Rathbun had done detect
good and evil.
So we knew it was evil.
Yeah. So she shoots it the first time, hits it, bounces it in the air, shoots it the second time, nat ones, and it bounces off the cave wall and stabs the woman in the chest. And then she like starts floating, laughing, and everyone's like, "Well, who's my bad?" And
well, after all was said and done, Rathbun remembered he had Mage Hand and probably could have just
right
yoinked it away.
I mean,
I'm sorry, it was in the shoulder. I thought it was in the chest, but it was in the shoulder.
Close enough.
She starts laughing and then she floats into the air as it goes into her body, and the next episode starts with initiative.
Yeah.
So on this one, this one was just.
You didn't even cover my favorite part of all that.
What?
When Jamrick comes up asking, what are you guys here for?
Oh, yeah.
We're here for...
Yeah,
I'm done talking to you. What do you guys want?
Because he's trying to get them to answer as fast as possible because he has stuff to do. And fucking Rathbun, being a dick, goes, we are here. Okay, that's enough from you. You two, what's going on? Oh, that.
Yeah.
And then Asha shoves him into the seats.
Oh,
yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah. The whole, oh, God. Mm-hmm. And get down, huh?
I mean, he didn't move fast enough.
Fix that.
And then that fight was hilarious.
Yeah, that was my bad.
That was a series of unfortunate events over and over and over.
I mean, kinda, yeah.
And part of that was dice rolls deciding that, and part of it was just poor choices. Because, a wooden instrument, yeah, it's going to burn. I didn't think, and I should have, knowing our DM, flaming instruments now are going to beat this person.
It's going to be on fire while it beats.
Yeah.
Fire damage.
I should have thought of that.
I
mean, it was eventually going to, burn up.
Not fast enough.
Not fast enough, though.
Not fast enough to save that dude.
Hey, on the bright side, I did waste 1 HP out of my lay on hands pool to at least
bring one of them.
My bad.
Bring one of them back.
No, I used 5.
Try
4 of them came back.
Yeah.
I figured he was dead.
Oh no, he was dead. He was smoldering. He was dead.
Well, maybe he'll feel better if I use this.
In the afterlife.
Be like, that guy's a good dude.
He's probably haunting that.
There's plenty of evil instruments down below.
Well, I don't know. That's the next episode.
So, with this episode, like I said, this was just kind of, this was fun. Me getting to play, like, I enjoyed playing Sylvanas. I did.
We didn't.
Yeah, but you played him so evil. And it was just so obviously evil, and we were all just so, nope, the fuck out of there.
Sylvanas, like I said, he's just like, I already had his voice in my head and like his mannerisms, and I was just like, oh, this is gonna be so much fun. And he was.
And we said no.
And everyone said no. And I was like, you know what? I get that.
Whoops, my bad. That was the right episode for it.
Yeah, no, we are not 10-year-olds or nothing.
Come on.
Never stops being funny, okay?
No.
I'll have you know my wife calls me 12.
Especially the way computer chairs make a sound.
Well, this one's just straight mesh. It just goes right through.
Oh.
Ow, my chest hurts.
All right. Now, we gotta take another break.
Yeah. So, now that we're done laughing and being children,
We're never done laughing and being children.
Just breathe. Or no.
Hey, it was the timing on that made it hilarious.
that's what made that funny, was the timing.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
That's why. Did I leave it in? On episode?
I
That was
think
episode 7.
so. I think it was left in.
What?
Or at
Just
least
breathe or
Just
don't.
breathe, don't? Yeah. After all this fun shit, on to episode 12, Voices. And this time, I won't be doing the talking. We're giving that one to our,
I'm going to make sure I type up my notes going forward before this happens.
Our historian.
Yeah, we're going with our historian on this one.
So we'll start this off. There was a little bit of a retcon since, DM forgot something.
Shocking.
But Alakir said he was going to shoot an arrow at said Tiefling before they transformed, but went through all that for him to ultimately miss. About par for the course for us. So Tiefling transformed, introduced herself as the Demon of Adoration. Voice slightly different.
Yeah.
Can't remember exactly how different, but
Yeah, it was just almost just a slight difference, not too much, but
almost like an overlap.
yeah.
And then the battle began. Alakir doing ranger things, marking her as his favorite enemy, shooting an arrow, bonus action casting Zephyr Strike, about par for.
Which again, par for the course.
And typical ranger stuff.
Yeah.
Paladin does typical paladin stuff.
Mostly.
Hey, I've got in here though that she tries to control me. I had to make a wisdom save, and I passed it.
Awesome.
With a dirty 20. Because she tried to use me to attack Alakir.
Yep.
Then she attacks with magic strings. I fail my dex save miserably. That one.
Which the magic strings were fun.
And then she moved to the corner of the room, closer to said instruments on the wall. Luke and Edric all go dashing in, and all of a sudden, instruments come bursting through the wall.
Which I'm going to stop right there real quick. I have to say thank you, Tim, for like super gluing those parts together to making that little mini. That mini was awesome.
I'm just glad the guitar stuck back together. I was worried about that for a second.
Well, it's just plastic. The glue was going to melt it together.
And of course, the instruments come through the wall right next to Edric. It's,
It's par for the course too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't get run over. And then, like I said, Rathbun doing paladin things, divine smiting.
I thought you were about to say Tiefling thing. I was like, how does Alakir doing Tiefling things?
And after I cut, you can see that. Sorry.
Did I say Did he say Rathbun?
He said Rathbun. You
I
said
said
Alakir.
Oh.
Either way, how's either one of them doing Tiefling things?
Well, you see.
That,
I mean,
When a man and a woman.
when a man and a demon.
some of the stuff that Alakir does is a little devilish.
When a demon and a person get together.
On that note, so because of the radiant damage from the divine smite, my cuts aren't healing on her and can see the baton inside. Asha tries Sacred Flame, which she inevitably has legendary actions,
Of course.
as most mini bosses tend to have.
At least our DMs.
Yeah, thankfully she didn't have a lair action, or if she did, we didn't know it.
No, she'd have layer actions. That's for the bigger bosses.
That's for whatever was down below in the water.
And then she uses a second legendary action. You see energy shoot out of her, hits Edric for full damage, and extra damage for Edric because he's Osmar. She regained HP off of all that. Battle kind of continues with the animated quartet. There's con saves because the baton ultimately ends up exploding after Asha hits it with Guiding Bolt.
Yeah.
So then Asha, Edric, Luke, and Omni all pass out, leaving Alakir and Rathbun the only ones standing.
And that's when.
And then the instruments make a wailing sound, and Rathbun fails that strength save and him and the dead body, or the unconscious bodies, get thrown 30 feet, landing Edric in the water.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the drowning.
Well, and Luke.
Yep.
Luke wakes up, or no, Luke isn't in the water. It's just Edric.
Just Edric.
Edric wakes up as he hits the water, takes 7 damage because he's suddenly inhaling a lung full of cold water.
And he's flailing now.
So we're still fighting the
Quartet.
the animated quartet
That
while
was a-
this is all going on.
That was a fun fight.
So Edric's over there drowning. Alakir and Rathbun are still attacking the animated quartet. Asha makes her wisdom save and wakes up, stepping back from the edge of the water.
Asha nopes out a lot on the situations where it's like, nope, I'm falling, I'm not. I realize Asha nopes out a lot of things at points. Especially when it's dangerous, Asha's like, no.
That's her common sense overpowering her.
Stupidity.
Well, Alakir at one point jumps into the water to try and save Edric.
Yeah.
Yep.
As Edric's flailing, trying to swim back to the ledge while he's flailing. Doesn't quite make it all the way back. Luke runs over and pulls Edric and Alakir to the surface using his telekinesis. So Edric's now at least treading water.
Oh, what? Luke's spear went in the water.
Yep.
That's what.
Luke lost his spear.
So I toss him a metal javelin. He
Yep.
complains about it. I tell him to give it back. He said, no, I'm going to use it.
Hey, just because he complains doesn't mean he's not going to use it.
He's going to complain. He's not going to get another one.
See what happens the next time you lose it.
So then Rathbun starts last-ditching divine smiting everything.
As a paladin should.
Ends up cleaving the instruments from the quartet in half. Then Luke tosses his javelin back and finishes pulling Alakir and Edric up out of the water.
Yep.
So Edric is officially no longer drowning, no longer flailing in the water. And then, Edric warms himself up with magic fire. Luke tries to pull a spear up, but he can't feel it, assuming the water is too deep. None of us were brave enough to go back into the water to try and find out how deep.
and from what I could see while in the water, I still could not see the bottom. I don't know how far Edric and I were down, but at least with my Shatterkai is 60 feet
60
or
feet.
120?
I think it's 60.
60.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we have the improved, like the deep gnome, dwarf, or drow.
But still, good to see.
So after all that, we go back up the ladder. Rathbun kind of leads the way because last we knew there were instruments trying to smash their way out of the rooms, the training halls downstairs. Find instruments laying all around the door.
All broken.
Mm-hmm.
Close the door behind us. You can hear the latch relock. And then all of a sudden, the organ that was playing that creepy music then plays final notes, I'm assuming sealing the magic around the door. So then we go back to our favorite person. Go back up to the symphony hall.
Oh, this
Go
part.
talk with Jamrick.
This part.
He says that he did have a tiefling student when Asha asked, so Asha quips back with not anymore.
And we all have a laugh. Because that was awesome.
It was
It's
just so
the
matter of fact.
The deadpan delivery of it. It's just, yeah, it was the facts.
Like, do you have a tiefling student?
It was did.
Did you have a tiefling student? Yes, I have a tiefling. Not anymore. It's like, damn, Asha.
So
I
then,
had more to say, but y'all kind of jumped in and laughing, and I kind of forgot what I was going
and
to
then
say.
Jamrick starts freaking out, runs down to the training halls downstairs and starts crying, saying that he didn't want the instruments broken.
We didn't break them.
And he claims that we did it.
Yeah. Then refuses to pay us. So Alakir says that he's going to take it up with Rita, which we'll come back to that. One of the guards that Jamrick was talking to says that the investigator will be by, and that apparently used to date the other guard. So there was some tension there that we kind of wanted to stick around for, but the guard told us we didn't want to stick around for. I still kind of wanted to stick around for.
Yeah.
No. As a player, definitely. As a character, still wanted to stick around, but knew we really didn't have the time for it.
Yeah.
So then we go back to the perfect sword. We see Varos, the Luxodon blacksmith, to get Luke a replacement spear again.
Again. Again.
Yeah.
Well, how many times have he lost it now?
This is the second. No.
Second since he's been with us.
Yeah. He's lost his spear 3 times.
So we offer to pay for it, but Luke says that he can, and then asks for Varos to make it explode when it hits. We're all hoping that he clarified that, just the tip of it explodes and not, everything.
He's just going to, the first stab.
But Varos does say that he can finish it by the time that Alakir and Asha's commissioned weapons can be finished.
Yeah, my bow and
Her collapsible quarterstaff with returning, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Or was the returning on the spear?
No, I wanted returning.
Yeah, so she could...
I think
He might have done
Luke
returning
might
as
have done
well.
Returning as well.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I've slept since then.
Yeah.
So then we take the scenic route to go kind of scope out the Temple of Siren. Alakir and Rathbun playing tour guide. Since Alakir grew up here, Rathbun spent some time here during his paladin training. We hear someone talking about the caravan from the woods. So we all look over, and who do we see? We see Sarah again. So then Asha and Edric they immediately go to downing healing potions because they figure there's a fight about to start. Because Rathbun pipes up and brings attention to us.
Like Rathbun does.
Alakir makes himself invisible so that he can get even closer. After, some exchange between Sarah and the party where we essentially agree to go our separate ways, Alakir walks up and whispers in her ear, "Where's my stuff?" She starts freaking out and swinging her dagger around, not knowing where he was.
Nope, and I was technically hanging above her head, if I believe correctly. Or was she outside where I couldn't?
No,
She was outside.
at that point.
Oh yeah, my plan was to
To go follow
Yeah.
her.
spider climb up above.
She ends up missing a couple of times, but ultimately lands one hit.
Yeah.
The Minotaur running the bar stands up and says that there's no fighting. So, Alakir leaves. He makes it to the rest of the party. Obviously injured. Tells us it was worth it.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, I think that was really... I think that was almost the first time I got hit. I don't know how much... I don't think I got hit that much in the fight against the quartet.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I made most of my saves on that.
I think it was me and... I can't remember who else. There were
everyone
a couple of us.
but you.
Yeah.
I mean, you did take some damage, but you didn't take
Not
half as
nearly
much as...
as much.
So then we make it to the temple to do what we, meant to do before we got sidetracked. Ultimately end up finding out there's 6 sets of guards. They make rounds at set intervals. So we head back to the guild for food and rest. Once we make it back there, Edric... voices. Edric tells us he wants to just go to bed. We all try to convince him using our words.
Try.
Telling him, oh no, come on, let's just go eat. You need to get something in you. We need to eat. We don't need to be, walking off alone. Well, this place is safe. We thought Sin's place was safe. So Rathbun does what Rathbun does best.
Makes friends.
Cast command on Edric, who fails his save, telling him to eat. So Edric immediately sits down waiting for food, telling him that, told me to eat. Waiting for food. So Rathbun goes to get food while Asha and Alakir go to see Rita. Alakir gives her a heads up about the Symphony Hall job, and Rita does what Rita does best. Tells us she'll take care of it.
I mean, to be fair, we did a little more than a heads up.
Yep.
We played up.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yes.
But she was playing us up, too.
That's true, she was. So we just went with it.
Because she was like, oh, it was beyond the scope of the original job. Emotional trauma, things like this. This is starting to sound like 1,000, 1,200, way more than the original price.
Right.
And then also she tells us that she'll look into the original owner of the Symphony Hall, since Jamrick didn't think to get the place checked out for evil throne rooms down below, beneath the surface, in a town of magic. So Asha and Alakir come back to Edric, casting Eldritch Blast at Rathbun after having gotten some food and being upset with Rathbun.
I wonder why he would be upset with Rathbun.
No, the world may never know.
I mean, that's true. They may never know.
Ultimately, one shot ends up going up towards the roof, and we hear Talon, the gentleman that we just learned the name for earlier in that session, up on the 3rd level. We hear him yelling not to leave. So he comes down, talks to us, finds out Edric was the one who cast Eldritch Blast, ends up punching him in the eye.
I mean, as you would.
I mean...
I'm sure Edric is blaming us, or blaming Rathbun.
Specifically.
And he's not wrong.
At the same time, he's lucky that all he got was punched in the eye.
Yeah. And then Asha's talking with him, saying that, we saw him when we walked in that previous day. And he said he was just watching this when we came in to see the new meat.
He recognized me, but I didn't recognize him.
Yeah. So then Edric and Luke went up to rest. Alakir also, I guess everybody went up to rest. So Alakir has a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Hears a muffled voice. The voice ends up being Destiny's song, telling him that the other sword will come once it awakens again. Gives Alakir a little bit more power, tells him to grab the handle, and then Alakir wakes up. Sees the skies are gray, it's no longer summer, the trees are starting to change color. Picks up the glowing sword from the corner of the room and has some new stats that I'm sure Alakir knows.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wakes up the next morning. we meet back in the main hall. Alakir, before he comes down, tells his mom to be ready because he's going to have everybody come up for dinner that night. So she says she's going to go into town and go shopping and all that. We gear up. We make our way to the temple. Head back to the Temple of Siren because that's where we need to go for the next part of our quest. Large marble cathedral, stained glass windows, what you'd kind of expect of a temple. Halfway to the altar, all of a sudden, Edric's eyes start to glow red and his wings come out and he flies up into the air. We hear a feminine, calm voice come through his mouth, telling us to choose one of 3 challenges. We can either first quell the dragon, we can go face and kill a crystal beast that's taking over the north, or we can go to the frozen mountain with a man-eating beast. And literally, as soon as that was said, Edric falls back to the ground and goes back to normal.
With no recollection.
With no recollection. The poor individual guy that was inside the inside the temple praying while this was all going on starts to immediately pray harder.
I forgot about him.
So we go back to the guild to talk in private. We go to a meeting room that Alakir can get us into where it's less likely that anybody could overhear. And we fill Edric in on what happened because he doesn't remember.
This is what your body said.
We tell him we don't know any specifics other than literally just those words of what we were told.
Yeah.
So we go to check other job boards. We talk about whether we were going to go check the other job boards or go back to the temple. Rathbun, thanks to an intelligence check, does remember seeing a crystal creature in Dracor, which is to the north, killing the soldiers, which was where he had lost all of his allies and friends, and only made it out thanks to his master teleporting him and themselves out at the last minute. When all of a sudden, Edric's eyes begin to glow red again, and we hear that same voice. Introduces herself as Siren, the goddess that we'd gone to the temple, and tells us that we can ask only 3 questions. So we ask her where is the dragon, and she tells us the dragon is threatening Stormshore, which we were all kind of afraid of.
Yes.
Because we were afraid that it would be that blue dragon sleeping underneath the city.
We still don't know.
She tells us that the crystal creature is a wild mange. Alakir has heard stories, but as far as he knows, it should be dead.
Yes.
And then the man-eating beast in the frozen mountain is a manticore. She then tells us that we need to hurry, that forces are beginning to gather in Ilse, and we assume Edric's uncle is beginning to gather everybody for the ultimately final battle. We think that the manticore might be in the Ice Crown Mountains back towards Aston, because when we think of frozen mountains, that's all we are aware of. We think they might have information in Emberhelm. So we go back to try and talk to Nilka at the airship docks to warn her about the dragon in Stormshore, because she'll be going back there, as well as to see how the ship repairs are going. Repairs have been finished. We ask her if she can take us to Emberhelm and then to the mountains. She tells us that she can take us for 4,000 gold, which none of us had.
No.
Would have for any foreseeable future. So she tells her she'll make a one-time exception for us and that we can pay her after we're famous.
Mm-hmm.
We may die before then, but if we end up becoming famous, we'll make sure that we pay her back and then some. And she agrees to leave the day after tomorrow, so that way we can pick up everybody's weapons and we can attempt to do a little bit of research.
Yep.
So we go back to the guild, try and figure out how jobs are taken in. Because we see the jobs show up on the job board, but we don't know where they're coming in. Connor...
This is where we meet the Quicklings.
Yeah.
Connor ends up bumping into Alakir, see that he has a couple of new scars. I'm sure he's had some adventures of his own. Says that he has a courier job to do in Silvershade, so Alakir tries to talk him out of it. Says he has to do the job because of the information we found out about the
Wild man.
The astral
Astral
dragon
Dragon,
from
yeah.
the headmaster. We asked Thocut how jobs get on the board. He tells us kind of what I figured. It just show up. Got to dig deeper. So while we're sitting there talking to him, we all see 3 jobs just show up all of a sudden. Asha happens to be perceptive enough, sees a miniature elf putting a job on the board. Alakir and Rathbun didn't see anything. The jobs just showed up. So we go see Rita. Because we figure, Rita takes in the money. She's got to know something. She ends up paying us 1,200 gold for the Symphony Hall job. She made Jamrick pay up. Otherwise, I think he was going to have issues with the guild.
Yes.
She tells us that the jobs aren't taken by the Quicklings, which are the miniature elves that we see, but they are taken by a demonic employee that has a corner office. So we go down to the office and we see on the door, Injo, contract demon extraordinaire. So walk into his office, and if I remember correctly, he's dressed impeccably, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. This demon is dressed to the nines.
So we ask him, how are jobs... we ask about jobs posted related to the Manticore. He ends up asking who Rathbun is, and says that holy men are his type. So Rathbun's wanting out of there.
Rathbun's instantly just like... Rathbun's instantly like, nope.
If I see any, I'll send them your way. And then says to let him know our group name for future jobs so that he can kind of tag jobs for us. I don't think we ended up coming up with one.
Not yet.
No.
So we should probably think about that.
I think we
Before
told him
we
we were
leave.
going to think about it.
Yeah, we probably ought to do that at the beginning of the next episode.
Yeah.
Let's brainstorm it before we leave after.
Well,
Right.
and then we left off that episode. We were heading into the town to try and find a library to do some research.
So this episode...
There was a lot.
The holy man being his type.
In a lot of ways, that doesn't surprise me.
No.
Part of me wanted to point him in Edric's direction, but I didn't want to give that away.
The Edric's not a holy man.
He's just
He's
celestial.
half celestial. Though.
He's just half celestial.
Which I would not be surprised if he noticed.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
He,
think...
he was probably
if I-
like, ooh.
According to my notes, I don't think Edric and Luke went with us on that.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They were...
But yeah, if he ever met Edric, I guarantee he'd be like, "You have to."
Yeah, well, and not just that, not just any celestial. We found out that,
Yeah,
Siren.
he is the child of Siren.
well,
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, this episode was, like I said, this episode was just kind of more lore dump. Because there was no real fight, and
Well,
Besides the
the
beginning.
Typhling,
besides the beginning fight, which carried over from
demon of adoration.
which carried over from the last episode. This episode was really just a lot of going around getting information and getting hit on.
And annoying people.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think I got hit on.
only one person got hit on.
Yeah. I did the annoying people
Well,
and getting stabbed.
you weren't
I
the
think-
only.
I
You
think-
did the getting stabbed part, but I
Yeah.
also annoyed her.
Yeah, he definitely helped the annoying.
Yeah.
Bad thing is, why do I say Alec here be the the little kid that if he likes you, he's like pulling your hair? Especially now that I know about with Sarah, it's that whole thing of I'm gonna go fuck with this chick. I like her, so I'm gonna go fuck with her.
I mean, she had her job that she was trying to do. Is she ultimately as evil as the people that hired her for the job? Probably not.
It was a job.
A job's a job to a mercenary.
Yeah. Sometimes a mercenary will gain a conscience, leave their job and their people, and then form their own guild later on.
Voice of experience.
All right,
Correct.
that sounds like that sounds very
But it's one of those
Specific.
things. Sometimes an assassin gains a conscience when he's sent to kill a child. May have been a child of royal bloodline that an uncle was trying to get rid of. You know, so Alec here knows the story of why his father left.
Yeah.
So seeing Edric and the whole his uncle wanting to kill him is kind of fueling him on it. Of, I've got to help this situation. This is the kind of reason why my father left not really an evil people, but a people that...
A strict people.
A strict people that would be very lenient on their morals.
Morally
if it meant,
gray.
you know, getting the job done.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Shadow Kai are very morally gray.
And just in generally gray.
I was gonna say, and in color.
Comes with the, you know, with the territory.
Your morals are so gray it turned your skin gray.
I mean, the fact that when people would have left, you know, especially during Raytheon's time, that they were hunted to not reveal the secrets of their people. They were hunted to be killed or taken home. Usually just killed.
Yep. It's not a fun life being part of that family.
Well, at least not back in that time. Now it's a
Right.
little bit different.
Now they just, excommunicate you.
Excommunicated, dead. Excommunicated, dead.
I think it's exiled.
I mean, either way.
Exiled, excommunicated. If you consider the Shadarkai a cult, it's excommunicated.
I mean, if you want to say it's a cult.
In a lot of ways, that was their worship, was
Right, you get the job
performing
done.
these jobs, and 90% of the time they involve death. There could be a kidnap here or there.
Mostly death.
Because we could get in, get out, not be seen majority of the time. Through various means.
God damn it, that makes you think of the whole getting choked to death. What's your name?
Who are you? Or who sent you?
I'm
Instead of-
Montoya.
Instead of, help.
Yeah. As in the next room, because I drank.
Well, and then he made up for it later.
And he drank and passed out, and then I almost got killed. Yeah.
So it's like tit for tat,
But at least he had his weapons accessible roughly. They're in the same room as him, not being watched by his comrade downstairs.
Whose job was just to drink and, hey, if
Who
you hear
had
commotion,
specifically been told, if you hear anything going wrong, bring my shit.
and what did he do?
He passed out at the damn table. How many did he wind up having? 3? 4?
I don't remember.
I think 4 at least.
Because I think he did okay on like the first con save and the second con save, and then it was like
Then it went downhill.
Yeah,
I think like a
and
5 total, and then like a nat 1.
well, I mean, he didn't say he stopped drinking either.
Mm-hmm.
And asshole DM over there said, "Okay, well, roll me a con save. Roll me a con save. Roll me a con save."
Hey, you never told me you stopped drinking, so if you don't stop drinking, I'm figuring you're still drinking.
Yeah.
Luckily, V's cameo character in that campaign happened
Right.
to be there and hear what I had said to our paladin friend.
Only because she didn't trust you. Because you are a Shadarkai.
We can never be trusted.
Well, I mean, her master she trusted. He was a Shadarkai.
And he's dead.
Yes, he was dead before that game, because
Yeah.
and which is why she didn't trust you.
Yeah. Well, because wasn't it he had gotten killed by the same wolf?
Yes,
Yep.
the
Hunting
one
me?
that was
Yeah.
hunting you.
But yeah, so I think that's really. Oh yeah, I did have a question for Rathbun.
Uh-oh.
He could have actually gone to the Paladin Temple. It was there in Crystaldale.
Yeah, we had other jobs to do, though.
I'm just saying, he could have gone.
I mean, he could still go.
Yeah.
We haven't left yet,
We have at least another 24 hours.
right?
Now the question is, will he go?
I was thinking about it, but
He could always do that while we go to the library.
I go in, try to open a book. It doesn't want to open. The shit, I'm going to...
I'm going to the temple. Which temple?
My
The
temple. Maybe Boson will be there.
Who knows?
Well, I assume you do. You've probably rolled for it already.
Who knows?
The
He's
shadow
rolled
knows.
5 times and come up with 5 different answers.
7, actually.
So Boson's dead. I got it.
So it's like, Bosun's dead. Bosun's there but injured. Bosun's there but healthy. Bosun's not there but healthy. Bosun's not there but injured.
dead.
Boson never made it out of when she teleported you out.
The world may never know.
Unless we go to the champion
I'm
of
not
heroes.
going to Chakor.
Champion of the Hall of Champions. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Hall of Champions.
But
I was
no
say,
one
I'm not
knows-
going to Chakor.
But wherever the hell that is, I don't know. Set on the map.
That was one place, or one of the 3 choices that Rathbun noped out of.
Yeah.
Rathbun heard Drakor is like, no.
Not going back. Not again.
All of a sudden you get a message. Rathbun, I need your help. I'm here at Drakor. God damn it.
Wait, who's the message from?
It was from Bosun.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was going to be like Alakir decided he was going to go up there and do something stupid, and it's like, he might have had this coming.
I mean,
Asha and Edric and
in
Luke,
all
I'd be going
honesty,
to save.
it is not off Alakir's radar.
It really isn't.
It shouldn't be. Not if you heard Crystal Mange and you've heard
Wild
stories or
Mange.
Wild Mange.
Yeah, if I heard the fact that it is a wild mage, and I knew that they were supposed to have been wiped out because the one that doesn't die had fought was supposed to have been the last one.
Yep.
It just sucks that Dad's already taken off, so I can't go, hey.
Hey, Pops, you
Is there
fucked up.
any way that somehow the bloodline of that guy survived? Was there anybody you guys pulled out of there? Oh wait, that one lady?
Hey, Dad, you fucked up.
You know how Mom is now? That's kind of how she was a little earlier, you know. She was a little earlier in that stage. And you just didn't happen to quite notice.
So guess what? We gotta go deal with it. Bye.
No, we don't.
That's what
No.
you say now.
We don't have to deal with it right now. I'll put it that way.
I would say probably about level 14 we will, for like some kind of character backstory stuff for you.
I mean, that's on Rathbun.
No, that's that. I imagine DM's gonna put that one out there.
I mean, but at least at level 14 we might have a pretty good fighting chance of.
I'll be squishier by then. I'll be more sorcerer
Especially
than
if he
paladin
lets
at that
me use
point.
that one that I showed you
No, I'm
guys.
saying I will be.
Yeah, but your aura
Well, yes, I know.
being the enemies become much squishier. If he lets me use that one class out of the DM's secret guide, I still need to
Yeah, you still got to send
clip
me
it and
that.
send it to him, but that advantage to frighten creatures. Fuck.
Well, and I'll have fear as a spell from my sorcerer subclass too.
Well, that and your aura, doesn't that make them frightened?
No, it's if they are frightened, their movement speed is 0.
So So yeah, combine. Yeah, I don't know if Ranger can get fear. I don't think so.
I don't think so. But yeah,
I am glad that at least when we get to third level spells, I can get Astrodart on Strad.
So yeah. So anyway, before we, I think we can close the book on this episode. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward.
We're already starting to theory craft the next stuff. So.
I mean, so thank you guys for listening to Outside of Fate episode 2. And like I said, keep listening to us. We're only getting better at this. Everything is starting to come way.
Not our roles.
I mean, yeah, but as far as our performance, we're actually getting way better. So if you've been listening from the beginning, thank you guys. We love you for it. And newcomers, why are you jumping in here? Go back and start from the beginning.
Well, jump in here and go back to the beginning.
No, don't jump in here. Start at the beginning. Because
if they jumped in all the way on episode 7 to 12 recap, they missed a lot.
Yeah, you missed some fun shit. Go back and listen. But anyway, like I said, go check out Sonar Fortune Gaming. She is awesome. Go check out Crimson Moon Gaming, which is mine. Because I'm, again, selfless plug.
I thought you were going to say, I am awesome.
Try hard mode engaged.
I am amazing. I ain't no awesome. I'm amazing.
I'll selfless plug later on when I start putting up new videos again.
I mean, go for it. I say...
I haven't put anything
plugs,
up in years, so I'm going to wait until I start putting new stuff up.
Selfish plugs are awesome, and they're amazing, and screw it. We got this platform. We might as well use it. But yeah, anyway, past that, thank you all for listening. We love you, and we'll see you on episode 13. Later, guys.
Bye.
What do y'all say? Bye, goddammit.
Later.
Oh, I was waiting for you to do it, and we do it at the same time.
See, I was waiting for you to go.
Bye.
Later. Where's my stuff?